Hello, world, and welcome to another episode of the Game and Watch podcast. This is episode 112, and I am your host, Finest Dabs. And today with me, I have none other than Too Tall for You Fool, Justin, aka the man, the Reed. How you doing today, J-Man?
I'm good, F. How you doing?
Doing pretty well on this beautiful Sunday evening, nice and brisk here in Arizona.
Wait. What's brisk? What's brisk in Arizona? I want to know that.
I didn't say cold. I said brisk.
You said brisk because it is cold here. I'll tell you.
Well, yeah, you're in cold country. I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even know. I think it's I don't even know. I would probably say like 60, 50, maybe 55, somewhere around there. I refrained from saying cold because I knew you would say something. But other than that, I have Mr. Madness with me. We have missed you, my friend. How are you?
I know. I just haven't been able to get here. I'm good. Yeah, it's funny you say brisk because today, literally, I had to turn my heat on, like my heat on legit the first time today because it was like in the 30s this morning. And I'm like, I'm just, man, perfect time to say that. But I'm good. I'm sorry I haven't been here in a while. Things just keep happening, you know?
Yeah,
life gets in the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
That definition of life right there. I was about to say.
I know.
Well, I'm glad to have you both here on episode 112. I can't believe we are that far along, and I can't believe we are nearing the end of the year. But before we dive into all the wonderful news that we have for this week, let's kind of get the fun stuff out of the way. So for everyone out there, you are listening to the Game Watch podcast. Thank you for that. If you are listening on the audio version, you already know you can find us everywhere. And for those people listening to the video version, you also can download any episode and take us on the go. Other than that, you also can write to us at GameWatchPodcast@gmail.com. And let's see, we have a Patreon, and that's going to be at patreon.com/OurViewGaming if you want to check that out, or you can find it in the show notes below. Let's see. Other than that, I think we have a Twitter. Yeah, I'll go ahead and name that real quick. And other than that, I would also say that what's that other thing I always mention? Oh, if you want to comment during the show, we'll read your comments, live on the air at the end of the show. And if we find anything that pertains to us, or you want to ask any questions, please feel free. We love seeing your questions and comments as we are going through the hottest news from
Hot,
around
so
hot,
hot
so
out
hot.
here. It's cold here.
No,
Hot. I
yeah,
got hot
bro.
So
takes.
hot.
Hot takes
Too
for you
hot.
cold weather. You know me. I got
Hot
tons of
takes.
hot
Go
takes. I've been
ahead.
saving them for weeks.
And we cannot wait to hear them. But first,
Yeah.
Mr. Madness, what have you been playing?
Oh, well, I can tell you what I've not been playing, and that's Vampire
Mhm.
Survivors. I can tell you. Okay,
Hater.
I'm not playing that. You know what though? I'll give it a fair shot. I've been playing Call of Duty. Really,
Okay.
I've only had time. I really haven't had a ton of time lately to play
Yeah.
Call of Duty. But that's really what I've mostly been playing, and a little Forza here and there. Just
Mhm.
because I had forgot about the Hot Wheels stuff, and they just dropped a whole bunch of stuff a couple weeks ago to
It was their
celebrate 10
anniversary.
years.
Yep.
Yeah, 10
Mhm.
years of
Yeah.
Horizon. So like they added even I mean like look, Game Pass for Forza Horizon, there's so much stuff. You can play that game forever and not be done with it. So
Yeah. I
that's
mean,
what I've been
it's
at,
pretty
and
fun.
just here and there, mostly Call of Duty though. I was really itching
Mhm.
for a first person shooter. I went through a lot of ones like on Game Pass and stuff. None
Mhm.
of them scratched that Call of Duty itch.
Yeah, I'd even put Call of Duty in the news today, but Call of Duty is selling like gangbangers right now. Are you playing Modern Warfare 2 or are you playing something
Yes.
else?
Yeah, I picked
Okay.
up Modern Warfare 2. Team that's my jam. I don't mess around. I'm old school. Team deathmatch. But like I tried,
Mhm.
even the single player is still pretty good. But like I was trying Sniper Elite. Like there's nothing that feels like Call of Duty. It's the most satisfying gun mechanics of any game out there.
Mhm. Nice, nice. I love it. And Too Tall. I know you. I see you hiding. Do you not want people to see your face? What are you looking at down there? What's going on?
No, no, no. It's
Probably
all good. It's all
probably
good.
keeping track of something that's going on. Their
Yeah.
basketball game on? Are the Clippers playing?
Are you
No.
watching the basketball game while we're recording? Are
Yep.
you playing games?
No, no, no. Well, no, no. I've been good for the most part. I've been playing quite a bit of games that I don't have enough time for, like Mark here.
Mhm.
Gotten the rail grade again, and I finally got a chance to download Vampire Survivors, and for the most part, it's a pretty fun, addicting game. I would say give it a fair shot, Mark. You never know, you might like it. And then I went to a trade show earlier today. Shout out to Retro Gorilla, Kyle. He's a store manager. Great guy for the most part. But and so I went to a trade show, picked up a lot of goodies. So can't wait to try to find some time to play the games for the most part. And
Mhm.
so that's always fun. And just getting in gear for the holidays and seeing what Black Friday deals I can get, and if anything out there is worth getting. Speaking going back to Call of Duty, Mark, my crew, the DLIC, doing it live crew. Hopefully they're watching. I dropped them a link before the show started, so I think one of them might be watching. Shout out to you guys. They bought Modern Warfare 2. Didn't even tell me, man. Usually I'll buy Call of Duty like to play like with a group of people. So yeah, they got it, and then I'm like, damn, that's scandalous. No, I'm just kidding. But hopefully I do get it by the end of this month. If not this month, then sometime next month. If Need for Speed Bound doesn't get in the way, and we all know that game looks really sweet. So just a lot
I
of games
guess
out there.
what are we looking forward to? Because this is it's almost there. Like, what are we looking for on Black Friday? Right. So I don't think I
Oh
saw that in
boy.
the show notes, but this would be a perfect time to talk about it because everything is about to drop in the next couple of days. All the big stuff. And it started coming out already. I saw WWE
Yeah.
2K22 was like $20, $25 already. So like
Mhm.
there's a lot of games that's like right on the cusp of me buying them. Like the Quarry, I've been waiting for a price drop. Really want to play that.
I don't
Then
feel
I
like
got
any of my
Game Pass
games are
holding
gonna
me
go
back.
down. Because I'm getting ready to pick up God of War. So I don't
Didn't
think
pick
that's
it
gonna
up
go
yet?
down for. No, I haven't picked it. Well, because it's because of what I'm playing right now.
Oh, okay.
Which I'll talk about in a moment. But yeah, and then there's gonna be Tactics Org,
Oh,
which
Tactics
is
Sword.
yeah, which we talked about a little bit about last week, that I'm looking forward to pick up, which is a remake of a PSP game that I never got to play, but it's been refined and now dropped on PlayStation 4 and PS5. So I'm looking forward to playing those two. Need for Speed Unbound also. I'm still playing Marvel Snap, but the game I'm currently playing, um, the current I'm currently playing is a Plague Tale Requiem, and
Oh yeah,
so
like
I'm playing that for the Dukes of Gaming podcast. We're so us, the Dead Drop, the Game Watch podcast, the Dead Drop podcast, and the Dukes of Gaming podcast. We are going to do a show, a spoiler cast where we talk about a Plague Tale Requiem. So that'll be later this week. I'm not sure exactly what day. It might be on Thursday, but that hasn't been finalized yet. So I will put out more information. I'll put out a tweet or something about that. But I'm playing that game right now, so I'm holding off on all my other games. But yeah, it'd be great essentially if all those prices went down for the games
oh yeah.
for Black Friday. So that would be great.
Oh yeah, another game I've been playing on the Game Pass since I renewed it was As Dusk Falls, and that's been real fun
Yes.
as well.
Played that. See, I
Yeah,
also went through
that's a
things.
fun
It's
game.
been so long. It's been so
Mhm.
long. I played a bunch of games recently. Like As Dusk Falls, really loved it. The only thing I don't like is like it's almost a movie, but it's not quite like it.
Yeah,
The graphics just throw me off, you know?
yeah, the graphics could have been a little better. I mean, I am interested in playing the Query now after going through that. Even though I'm not the biggest horror fan, but decision based games like that. I mean, I don't see why not.
Mhm.
Just
I'm not a big horror game person either, but what was it? Until Dawn, right?
uh
Mhm.
That was awesome. So like I'm into that kind of horror-ish.
Yeah.
It's like
A
more
little campy.
kids
yeah.
campy. It's more of
Yeah.
like you can enjoy it with like friends kind of horror, not like I'm gonna play alone in a dark room horror, like
It's not like
survival horror, that
Bendy
kind of
or
stuff. Yeah.
Bendy can get a little scary, but just it's fun though. I mean, I got that one for Switch.
Well, nice, nice. I mean, I like that. I like where your head's at, Mark. Yeah, definitely. Do Black Friday. It was not even thinking about that
Maybe we're
today.
gonna do it next week.
Maybe not.
Maybe,
Oh,
I don't
maybe,
know.
maybe not.
this is the
Yeah.
what do you hope is on sale, because not everything has been released yet, you know, like,
We're
so what do you
confirmed.
hope is going to be on sale, and then next week you can talk about what you are going to get. It's going to be on sale, so there you go.
Well, I mean,
I
if you
don't
do have
even know.
well, I
Oh,
mean,
what do you say?
I know at GameStop they have the Cowabunga collection is gonna be on sale for like $20. I see.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
nice.
it's on Game
Yeah.
Pass. No, that's not on Game Pass. I'm sorry, but I don't
no,
know if I
no, it's
want to
not.
buy that because I don't know when I'm going to get the chance to play it.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
That's my
I
issue.
get you. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
totally
for
get it.
me, that's one I just want to add to my collection. Like, it's not even about necessarily like getting the playtime in those old ass games. It's about having the ability to play them like whenever I want to. So like
I
that one,
guess
I would pick up. I would pick up for $20. Like, just throw it in the backlog and
throw it in the
just so I have it.
backlog.
Throw it in
I
the
Throw it
see
in the
that.
backlog.
I,
backlog.
I got so many things in the backlog.
Throw it in the backlog.
All right,
That's
guys.
what I was doing. I was clearing out a lot of backlog in the last couple months.
Well, we can't wait to hear a little bit more about it,
Yeah, we
but
got it later.
we're gonna have to do that a little bit later because we're gonna jump into gaming news callouts. And on today's first story, we have Electronic Arts kills one of the uh I would say, I'm hesitant to say, but one of the best racing series of all times.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah. So Electronic Arts Project Gotham, as it's been confirmed that it's halting development on the Project Cars racing series, and yeah,
Which
they are.
which
What's
is
that?
weird because I had to Google the fact that I didn't think that EA published Project Cars, and they
They didn't.
didn't. But they
They
bought
didn't.
the publisher, who bought the publisher that published it. Because I was so confused. I was like, "That's not a EA game, so of
Yeah.
course they're killing it because they have their own. So it makes sense. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back at it, like the original Project Cars wasn't even Project Cars; it was Metropolis Street Racer, that came out on the Dreamcast.
wait,
So,
wait.
yeah.
That's Project Gotham Racing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Totally
thank
different.
you,
Yeah.
thank
Totally different.
you. Oh, see, I'm totally
The
messing up.
spiritual successor of Project Gotham is Forza Horizon.
See, this is why I needed you here, Mark. This is why I needed you
I
here.
am a gaming. I love Project Gotham. Don't get me wrong, I kill for another Project Gotham game. But
Yeah.
Project Cars is the one that lets you drive across the entire United States.
Yeah.
Oh, got it, got it.
Yeah.
Why do they both have to have project in the name? That's what it is. That it
To
totally got me.
confuse us.
Why does Vampire Survivors have vampires in the name if there's no vampires in the game?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah, I
Why
guess so.
anything? But
Well,
it's just yeah, EA bought Codemasters
okay, yeah.
a year or so ago, and they've been, picking it apart for the last year or so.
Okay, well, Project Cars, I mean, I wouldn't even consider that one of the best racing games either.
No, but it's one of those.
No.
It's
Yeah.
as a headline that like, oh, it's killing one of the best. So they want you to click
Yeah.
on it and make it think it's Need for Speed. It's not Need for Speed.
No, it's not Need
No.
for Speed. Yeah.
No, it's
PC
not.
Gamer and their damn clickbait. What the hell are you trying to do? Well, I mean, they kind of did already kill off Burnout. Who knows when we're going to see another Burnout game?
Burnout.
Yeah, well, hopefully, if this Need for Speed Underground does well, with Criterion returning to the Need for Speed series, because they've been kind of doing just everything across the board. Hopefully, they come out with another Burnout game after this. But I mean, it seems like people are kind of like they have their core racing games, like and this is my point with Project Cars was like you have Forza and it doesn't seem like you need anything. Like you really don't need anything else. Like Need for Speed might be able to make it. I still don't think it'll ever be a Forza, but I
No.
think like they're different enough to like where you can have those two like semi arcadey racers and they both of them survive. But then when you have like a Project Gotham, or then you have a Project Cars, and then you have like what's another
You've got
the
Dirt,
grid and dirt,
Grid.
Yeah,
There's a
Wreckfest.
hole in the marketplace right now for like a premier street racing game.
right, absolutely.
There is not one. Forza Horizon is not a street racing game.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
But Need for Speed they're hit or miss.
they are, and that's why they keep on rotating developers, because they can't quite get it right.
Well,
They
Criterion got it right.
well with Burnout.
No, with Need for Speed.
What, with Rivals? You mean
Rival, well,
Yeah.
Hot Pursuit.
which one?
I mean, Hot Pursuit was
Pursuit,
a remake. I think they did well.
Yeah, I liked Hot Pursuit. I thought it was pretty good.
I don't
I mean,
think they
like, are
nailed
we
it.
talking 2010 Hot Pursuit though?
Yeah, 2010 Hot Pursuit.
Okay, so it's 2010. It's 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Well,
And I
let's
would
see what they
say-
can do. Let's see what they can do.
I mean, hopefully. I mean, I don't know like how much input they had with Unbound coming out. Like, I definitely know they probably put their own spin on it and so forth. But in terms of direction, like, did they have like full cachet to decide like that game? I'd be curious to find out.
Criterion is the full lead developer of Unbound.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what that game ultimately ends up being. But I mean, yeah, I would say there's only so much room. I definitely, you could oversaturate the racing market. It's one that can be easily be done, just because once you have a racer, like once you have a good racer, you don't need to do multiple racing games. Like you could have one good racer and then be good for a couple years. But in regards to like Need for Speed and in regards to Project Cars and even Forza, just like with those three, Project Cars doesn't really stand a chance. I don't feel like there's a place in the market for it, which I'm totally understanding why they would kill it. But like games for like Need for Speed, they're there's a place in the market for that type of street racing game, with just the current racing games that are being provided to us or presented to us.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, I totally agree with that.
I feel
Because
like the guys who make it are going to spin off and do more racing games. That's just what they do.
well, I
Not going to
mean,
stop them.
well, does the video game market need that many racing games? That's what you got to ask yourself.
Can the video game market support that many racing games? If you find your niche, yes. That's why they come out with NASCAR and Formula One and Dirt and Grid and Forza and Gran Turismo. It's all about finding your niche.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
But I think I agree. But at the same time, I mean, I felt like that's why Forza did so well, because it kind of
It hits
supported.
multiple niches. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Forza is the best racing game around, hands down. I don't think
Yeah.
that
Forza
there's
Hot Wheels
anything.
is just
Yeah,
perfection. That's what racing games should be like. It's just fun, you know?
Mhm.
yeah,
Give me a
totally
full
agree.
Hot Wheels game like that. Not like the other Hot Wheels we had. That was dumb. Not the same.
Well, we have Hot Wheels and Forza Horizon now, so we don't really need to worry about that either. But as for our next story, more games that have been canceled or not canceled, I should say. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake is actually not canceled. Ubisoft confirms. So that Prince of Persia game that was announced, I forget. I think it was 2020. Officially,
Well,
people.
confirmed
What's
in
that?
2020. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was announced. It was announced in 2020, correct?
I know
Yeah,
they confirmed that they actually did
confirmed. It
work
was
working
confirmed.
on it, but
Okay.
they've been working on this for like 6 years.
Yeah, yeah. It's old. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty old. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. So Ubisoft Montreal is it's they're basically leading development on it now after I forget what the other development studio, but essentially Ubisoft had to change studios because the game essentially received the Sonic treatment where once the premiere trailer debuted, everyone kind of just hated on it, and then yeah, they decided to give it more time to brew and a little more time to have it developed on. So guys, I would say, were you guys even, was this on your radar, or were you looking forward to Prince of Persia? I'll start with you, Justin.
Prince of Persia. I did not play the original, so I mean, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't really looking forward to this, but I mean, with the whole "it's canceled, it's not canceled." I mean, who knows if this is gonna come true? I mean, we'll just have to wait and sit back, wait and see. But I mean, in terms of me being looking forward to it, I really not my alley of games I'd want to play right now, even in my backlog, at least the original one.
I mean, the original was a banger at the time.
Mm.
But
Banger,
I would,
man. That one, yeah, huge
yeah.
game.
So, Mark, would you be excited about the possible remake after seeing that original that original trailer back in the day?
Well, I mean, I don't really watch too many pre-hype trailers like this anymore, just because it's like whatever, and I want to see mostly gameplay footage, not
Yes.
pre-rendered crap. But yeah, it was looking pretty weak. But I love Sands of Time. I so much so that I never didn't like the other two that came after it as much because they kind of changed it from what Sands of Time was. Uh,
Hmm.
huge fan. It was one of my favorite original Xbox games. I would love for a remake to come out and like be okay. I'd probably play it no matter what, even if it's like kind of mediocre because it's one of my favorites. But it's this is turning into Beyond Good and Evil 2, like
Hmm.
essentially, where they just don't know how to finish these games. I don't understand what the problem is.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Development's never easy.
Right,
If
but
you
at some
guys,
point
yeah,
you gotta push it out and finish it, or just stop working on it, like hard stop on it.
yeah. Well, I mean, you hope if you develop it, even if you have to like change studios or you're having a rough time, like you can put it out and still, make a return profit. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. Like if you're not, then yeah, there's no reason to put it out. And I think there's plenty of games that experience that are behind the scenes they announce it and or they don't announce it, and but they've been working on it for years at a time, and then it never sees the light of day.
Right.
But for games like this where it's already sound, like you already have the foundation. You of course want to do gameplay improvements, maybe some UI improvements and things of that nature, and just a graphics overhaul, which plenty of studios do, but just for it to still not pan out is really concerning, at least in my opinion.
I I can understand it not coming out 2020. The original release date January 2021. COVID happens. That's fine, you know. And then, but now
Mm.
we're almost like 2 years past that original release date. Nothing's come out. They haven't really shown anything else new. And you've got all these other games that kind of do the same kind of combat and
Mhm.
puzzle, all that kind of stuff, and they're really, really good. So now you've got to
Yeah.
compete with those. That's now you like really got to catch up because now you got to do something really new and different to differentiate yourselves from the God of Wars and the Elden Rings out there that have kind of that kind of combat in it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Yeah, I
so
totally
I
agree.
haven't played Elden Ring, but that you have to differentiate yourself from that. I mean, that was huge.
Yeah, I mean, just because you were a banger back in the day doesn't mean the remake will be a banger. Also, I mean, just because it has improved graphics, visuals, different things to do, whatnot. Like you said, Mark. I'll just piggyback on what you said. You gotta differentiate yourself, from the top bangers that are out there. I mean, I'm not saying it needs to go out and win game of the year, but you want to make sure people are buying your game because if people are bored or if it's not a good game or whatever, they'll look for something else to play. This
Right.
market has a
And
lot
knowing
of
knowing
games.
Ubisoft, they were probably trying to make it like a live service kind of crap and seeing
Yeah,
seeing how there's a lot of backlash against that now for single player. Maybe they took it out. We won't know the full story until it actually is either canceled or comes out.
Yeah. I,
yeah,
I yeah, I would hope Ubisoft wouldn't be trying to make it a live service game or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, this is one of those things that if you are gonna invest like into like a remake and you're gonna put something back out, you're banking on nostalgia. You're banking on making it more accessible for those people that don't want to break out their PlayStation or their PlayStation 2 in order to play these games, you're banking on the people that heard it was a great game and
yep.
from their friends and so forth that never had an opportunity to play it when they were younger to jump into these. So it should be like nothing's guaranteed in this world, but it should be almost like a layup. Like it should be almost like a guaranteed cash cow. But when you have to spend like 6 years on development, you have to change studios, you have to redo things that have already been done in terms of like assets and development and everything that the studio's already done but didn't necessarily do a good job. It's no longer it's really tough to think that it would still be a viable cash cow, or layup, as I put it earlier. All right,
But
guys.
I could go on for a long time about that, but let's trust me
Yeah.
about
Perfect.
remake that.
Yeah, no, we're still rolling. We're still rolling. Let's
Rolling on.
see. So
Moving on.
this one will be a relatively quick one. Let's see. Capcom is partnering with Tencent's Timmy, I'll say Teamy, for a new Monster Hunter.
Timmy,
So
Timmy,
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 Timmy.
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 The new mobile title is in development with Tencent's Call of Duty mobile studio. They said on this last Tuesday, the in development game will reproduce the hunting actions and define Monster Hunter series while offering players a new game experience unique to mobile platforms. Capcom's Monster Hunter is the second best-selling game with 88 million units, only trailing Resident Evil. So Capcom or Monster Hunter is huge for Capcom. I can see this, especially with the success of Monster Hunter World, and Monster Hunter Rise that recently came out on the Nintendo Switch. I can really see a mobile version just being like just epic for Capcom. Um, Madness. Have you ever jumped into the Monster Hunter series, and do you have a general impression?
I'm not a Monster Hunter fan, so I don't have too much to
Yeah.
say about the Monster Hunter aspect of it. But I will say a mobile version of this is going to kill in China because they do, and even in Japan, they do a lot of mobile gaming. So
Yeah.
to have something that big of a problem, there's a reason why PUBG and Call of Duty and Apex are all going on the mobile. There's a huge player
Yeah.
base for
Yeah,
that
it
kind of
is.
stuff in those countries. So it'll probably be a huge game. Not my thing. Won't ever download to my phone, but I can see that there is a market for it, and they've teamed up with the exact right studio to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Too tall. Do you have any general impressions or thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's going to be good for the whole mobile market, and Capcom always kills us with their games, on console. So I don't see why they wouldn't do the same thing with mobile. And teaming up with Tencent, it's only going to benefit them if you ask me. So um, yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a win-win. It's going to be a banger whenever it comes out. Monster Hunter, it's a big franchise. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Monster Hunter. I do have a Monster Hunter game in my backlog that I need to get to eventually, but
Hmm.
but
Well,
in terms of like just you putting one of its games on mobile, I don't think they could have picked any other perfect game than Monster Hunter.
right. And let's
Yeah.
hope it gives them a ton of money and it lets them make some other games, some other Capcom games that are begging for new ones.
Mega Man X, maybe, I don't know.
Mega
Well,
Man, how about
Mega
Dino
Man's
Crisis?
already Mega Man's already on mobile. Capcom's not last mobile game, but their last Mega Man game was Mega Man Dive X, I believe it's called, and it's a mobile Mega Man game.
I just
So
want a Mega Man Maker, okay? Like Super Mario
Mega
Maker.
Man,
That would be awesome.
that would be awesome.
Mega Man Maker. Okay.
Yeah, no, I think that would be absolutely awesome. And the main thing about that would be the enemies. Like it wouldn't
I
even
know the
like
bosses would be the
Yeah.
toughest part, but
yeah,
just making your own levels would be fun, I think.
yeah,
They
no,
all
no,
share
absolutely.
like old school NES
Mhm.
versions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and even if it was,
Or 16-bit versions.
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, give me both. Like honestly, give me the ability to do 3D and pixel, and I'm all in a Mega Man Maker. That would be absolutely wonderful. And I'm sorry, too tall. I cut you off. What were you saying?
No, oh no, I was just saying, or 16-bit. Just the 8-bit Mega Man games I do love, but and some of them, like these days, I'm not gonna lie, it can be a bit rough to look at. Just like I feel like as he progressed, they made the Mega Man
You're
games
just
more
so
fun.
used to the newer looking ones. I get it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel you.
yeah.
Yeah,
A l-
and Mark, you were saying, you hope that they make enough money to make other games. You mentioned Dino Crisis. From what I
Dino Crisis
understood,
needs to be brought back.
it's
Really.
it's already being brought back. You're getting Exo Primal, the
it's so
the
primal.
spiritual
You don't need
the
to bring
spiritual
that back.
successor.
Just
Let's see
do a
how Exo
straight
Primal does.
remake. Just straight make of Dino Crisis first. Okay. That's
Yeah.
all it needs. People would like that would kill. I swear it would kill.
I guarantee you we will they will make a Dino Crisis announcement. I'm calling it right here. We're gonna get a Dino Crisis announcement that they are remaking Dino Crisis in the next. I know. I'm gonna
Is
say
that a 20 an early 2023
no,
prediction?
no. It's
It's
not
not we're
happening in
not there yet.
2023.
It's gonna
Yeah,
happen
we're not
this
there.
year.
We're a little
No,
bit
I mean
too
We're
like
not there. We're
we're
not
too
there
far
yet.
are
away.
you predicting an announcement in the next year? That's what I'm saying.
That's why
We'll
I
have a
don't want
show
to say it.
where we do our predictions.
I don't want to
Or
say I don't want to say the prediction because
Okay.
no, I'm going to say because the reason why is because no, it's not happening in 2023 and it's not happening in 2024. Uh, so we got a couple of years. It would I think it's actually maybe 2024. I see maybe they make an announcement or they show like a teaser trailer in 2024 and then they'll be like Dino Crisis is coming back possibly.
Awesome.
Um
or if Exo
but yeah,
Primal fails, then yeah, maybe they'll announce something. But
now. Anyway, enough with that, my friends. Let's see. On to our next topic. Take Two CEO says GTA leak won't affect the development. So Take Two CEO Strauss Zelnick has said that September's GTA 6 leak was terribly disappointing, end quote. During the company's recent earnings call, but says that it hasn't affected development in any way. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
they're
I
right.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this I felt like it could have gone either way. Like really, like with it that the leak as extensive as it was, since it was definitely one of the biggest leaks that we may have ever seen in the industry, if not the. But yeah, I would say first off, Mark, do you foresee with this not affecting the current timeline of GTA? Do you foresee this game coming out
You
in the
know,
next couple years?
we're gamers. We're very into gaming in the industry. Obviously, we do a podcast about it, or you guys do it, and sometimes I'm on, but I'm very into it. Uh, we are very into it, but the vast majority of people don't care. I really don't think that they
Yeah.
care. The audience size for Grand Theft Auto is huge. It's going to
Mhm.
sell 30, 40 million copies. And while there's a million people out there who might be very interested in seeing the leak and all the video and all these different things, the vast majority really don't care. They're going to buy it. It's Grand Theft Auto. They know what to expect. They're going to get what they got from 5 and they'll buy it 17 different times on 17 different platforms. But I really don't think, I mean, yeah, it's disappointing because you want a lot of things to be, kept secret, but at the end of the day, I really don't think they're going to change anything at all.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know for me, it's like when I think of a leak, it's just like whatever happened to like the element of surprise. I know back in the day, like nothing would, just leak like that. I mean, if you were going to look for a leak, you'd have to look in like say a Nintendo Power magazine or something like that. So it's like, when I heard that some of that footage of GTA 6 leaked, I'm like, why are you guys gonna go do that? I mean, I know people are and anxious to see the game and whatnot, but it's just like, just hold up a bit, hold
Did
up,
you
just
did you watch
wait.
the videos?
No, I did not, and
No,
Yeah,
I
I
hope.
I
watched
said,
like right. I watched like one or two, and I was like, okay, neat. You know, neat.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll move on.
I wasn't gonna go out of my way to do that. Just I want to see the developers. I want to see like official footage. I don't want to see stuff that's being worked on, people's hard work and stuff, and hopefully that guy gets what's coming to him.
yeah, a 17-year-old was arrested in connection with the case, but we haven't heard any development since they were arrested. But yeah, I would say, I mean, there's games on Steam all the time that are doing betas and stuff where they're doing pre-releases for their games. So I mean, in regards to the gaming industry, it's so secretive in general. Like
Mhm.
I don't think it hurts to put some of that stuff out there anyway, to be kind of open, because we already knew the game was in development. Like that's not a secret. What the game is, the story, and so forth. Like we really didn't find out anything from the leak other than that you're going to be able to have a male and female protagonist, but we don't even know what that looks like. Um,
Well, let's
yeah.
ask
So
this: what other big leaks have there been in gaming history? Can you name any?
Not off the
The
top of my
Last of
head.
Us is the last one that I that I think that I'm thinking about. I know there was also a leak with Red Dead Redemption also.
Like, I know that the
Take
Assassin's
two.
Creed thing was kind of leaked recently,
Oh,
but
every Assassin's Creed has been leaked.
Yeah.
like, it's like whatever. Who cares?
Yeah,
At the end of the day, a leak is a leak. It's gonna happen. Okay. Oh, now they've been confirmed to work on. Yeah. No. Duh. Like, come on.
We know what they're
mhm,
doing. Like, come on, y'all.
yep,
It's
yep,
just somebody doing it because they wanted to get the prestige of hacking into Take Two and pushing all this stuff out because it's still one of the biggest games in the world, Grand Theft Auto 5. But give it 6 months, people will forget. They really will.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I would say I already forgot about it until this article came out. But let's see. Any last thoughts before we move on to our next topic?
I mean, are you
No,
not going
just
to buy Grand Theft Auto day one?
I
No,
plan
I
on buying
won't.
it. Maybe not
No,
day one,
not
but
day one. Yeah,
But you'll buy it, right? You'll buy it at least once.
yeah.
yeah,
Everybody, it's
probably.
required by law if you're a gamer. You have to buy it at least, just like Elder Scrolls. You have to buy it at least once.
Yeah, if I mean
Yeah.
it's Vice City was my favorite Grand Theft Auto. So just knowing that this is gonna be set in Miami, and then we might have a potential Vice City vibe. Yeah, I'd be more interested in this particular Grand Theft Auto than I was in five. I bought five on my PS3, and then I played it one time, maybe twice, and then I never picked it back up. So
Really,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
so good. I never
yeah,
beat it because I never have the time or the patience to beat them, but it's
yeah.
so good. My
It,
my jam. I don't know.
yeah, it just wasn't my jam. I'm like playing like yeah, but I don't know, just playing through that story. Yeah, I was never that interested. It's just not my vibe. But Grand Theft Auto's really never been my vibe personally. Like I always enjoyed playing them, but I always enjoyed the sandbox mechanic. I always enjoyed putting cheat codes in and destroying stuff, and that was always me playing Grand Theft Auto. In terms of the story and the gameplay and playing online, no, none of that stuff really
Oh,
speaks
the
to me.
online. We're not going to talk about the
Yeah,
online.
Online, it's not
yeah.
the
No,
greatest.
no
It's all
thanks.
right.
Hard no. Immediately no on that one.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Let's jump into our next topic. This one's a little bit of a touchy one, so I don't want to spend too much time here, but I do just want to acknowledge it. Yeah, since we have people of ethnicity from all over the world on this podcast, but Final Fantasy 16's producer tries to defend the lack of diversity in Final Fantasy 16. So I'm gonna read just a portion of this article just because I don't want to really I really don't want to just speak an ad lib, but yeah, bear with me a couple moments while I'm just breaking it down. But in a sprawling interview with IGN, Final Fantasy 16's producer no, I'm sorry, Naoki Yoshida addressed the lack of apparent racial diversity in games trailers. This is a difficult question, but not the one that was expected, said Yoshida. Before standing immediately upon every rake in front of him, this is a difficult question, said Yoshida, but not one that was unexpected. Seen as diversity in entertainment media has become a much discussed topic as of late. The answer I have, however, may end up being disappointing to some depending on individual expectations, starts Yoshida. Let's see. I don't want to. This is pretty long, so I won't go through too much of it. But um, our design concept from the earliest stages of development has always heavily featured medieval Europe, incorporating historical, cultural, political, and anthropological standards that were prevalent at the time. When deciding on a setting that was best suited to the story we wanted to tell, the story of land beset by blight, we felt that rather than create something on a global scale, it was necessary to limit the scope to a single landmass, one geographically and culturally isolated from the rest of the world, in an age without airplanes, televisions, or telephones. This will be the last part that I read. Let's see. Response. Uh, Yoshida's response doesn't stop there. However, ultimately, we felt that while incorporating ethnic diversity into Valisthea was important, and over incorporation into this single corner of a much larger world could end up causing a violation of those narrative boundaries we originally set out for ourselves, he says. The story we are telling is fantasy, yes, but it is also rooted in reality. And then I'll just kind of end it there. There's more. You can read the article pretty much on every media outlet. This one particular one is from rockpaperscissorshotgun.com. My friends, fantasy world, Europe. Europe
I
is
have
the is
I have one comment about this, and I don't
yeah,
know. I don't know how family. Can I curse? You care if I
yeah.
curse?
No,
Okay.
you can absolutely
Okay.
curse on this show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. Why? Nobody was anybody asking about this?
They were.
Or do you,
I
It
guess
was
someone was.
Cat Bailey
like,
from
okay, okay,
IGN asked the
don't say
question.
anything. This is what
Yeah,
we did.
yeah.
Final Fantasy. Who cares? It's Final Fantasy. Who
Mhm.
cares? Just don't say I can't. Don't say anything. Nothing would have been better than what his response here. Holy
Yeah,
shit! Nothing
yeah.
would have been better.
It would've. It really
Yeah.
would've. Like,
So bad, and it's like he
you put
couldn't stop.
gasoline on the fire.
He
Yeah.
couldn't stop
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
"Shut
And
up."
from
Let
what
somebody else talk about
I
it.
think the real question is, just the whoever from IGN asked the question, they should have asked about the lack of diversity in pretty much all of gaming, and that's what he should have turned back and asked that. Just
People complain
maybe
about the lack of diversity in God of War. I mean, that's pretty
yeah,
white, right? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So
what? I don't know. I just feel like it's a loaded question. Don't answer it. You're better off letting somebody else answer. Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah. Because, I
Don't talk
mean,
about racism ever, ever, unless you're qualified. Okay.
yeah. No, I totally agree with you there, Mark. It's just, you know, Japan already suffers from a lack of diversity in their characters and their character design. I would
Well,
say
yeah,
in the
because they're
Final
all
Fantasy.
white. Everybody living in
Yeah.
Japan is white. I mean, that's why. Let's be real. I'm sorry,
I
but that's just true.
I just, man, I would say Final Fantasy the series has done a relatively decent job in the most recent years. There's definitely black characters in the later half of the Final Fantasy series over like the
yeah,
last like
but
10
that's
years.
good.
Yeah,
Which
they've
is
done it.
totally
They've done a
fine.
great
Yeah.
job. It's fine. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't. Oh, that just.
Yeah, by commenting on it and by
yeah,
commenting the just by the comments that were given, it really lit fuel or yeah, just provided fuel to the fire, which would have been like you said, it just would have been better off not talked about whatsoever. Because diversity is a topic in gaming, and
yeah. It
we
is.
definitely want to see more of it. But to have a fantasy game and then to provide the comments that it's based on a time in Europe, to think or to even allude to that there might not have been there might not
Black
have
people
been
didn't exist until after the medieval age. Apparently, I mean, that's what he thinks. That's what it sounds like.
yeah,
He's saying like
yeah,
there weren't any black people there. Like, really? Come on. I'm
and
sorry.
Just making himself look bad, by just
no.
It's a
sometimes you could just
lose
say,
lose
It
scenario.
really is. Yeah, and even if you were like to take like off of history books, and this is my total opinion. This isn't representative of anyone else here or any for anywhere else. But I mean, history books are written by white people. I mean,
Yeah, they are.
so yeah, in a
They
lot
are written by white people.
in a lot of cases, like yeah, black people did not exist in Europe, unless
But I mean,
unless they're spoken about a
really,
certain way. Yeah,
black people don't exist in Japan. There's like
yeah,
less than 1% of the people that live in Japan are black. So a lot of
yeah.
Japanese people may have never seen a black person
Oh yeah,
ever.
oh
yeah,
yeah.
So I
yeah,
understand like all the cultures where it's like, okay, if everybody's like white or I understand that's what happens in a lot of Japanese games. They're very white or Asian, but just don't
Mhm.
don't don't bring it up. Like, why does it have to be a thing? It doesn't have to be a thing.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
Final Fantasy. It's all inclusive no matter what.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm happy that they're kind of bringing it to attention, but then I think like my first thought when just this particular article popped up was like, well, Square Enix is also doing Forspoken, which has a black lead female character. Which I can't even count. I can't the only game that I can think of that's done that was Ubisoft
Hmm.
in Liberation. Other than that, I can't think of anything else. So for anyone that is like kind of like, head hunting for Square or the developers there, please don't, because it's getting there. It's gonna be a long road, but we are getting there. And Square Enix is honestly like there's not much of a leader, but they are pushing the boundaries a little bit. And to have a female protagonist, a black female protagonist in our upcoming in their upcoming game for Spoken that's coming next year. I hats off to them, but they recently fell into this trap with Forspoken, because in Forspoken, um you're able to change her nail color, and it changes stats, or from what I remember. So that led to a whole nother thing in Forspoken. But they do have consultants. They do have black consultants on that game. So anyway, I thought this was an interesting article. And just with me and Justin being black, I didn't want to kind of
What? You're
push it
black?
to the
I
right
didn't
side.
even notice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I don't see race. I really, honestly, it
yeah,
doesn't bother me. And I'm a
yeah,
I'm a white guy. I'm a white guy, and
yeah.
I'm all for diversity and everything. I don't care if the character is well written enough. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter what skin color, what gender, what anything they are. I'll play any game if it's good enough. I'll watch
Oh
any
yeah,
movie if it's good enough.
same here. Like
Yeah.
I don't necessarily play games to be put back into my own skin. I play it to experience other people's stories and other people's lives,
Yeah.
and to be in any other place than where I'm currently am.
And of course,
So
have fun.
yeah, yeah, that's what it's about. That's what it's
Right.
about. We game to have fun. But continuing our Final Fantasy rant, let's see. We finally find out how long Final Fantasy will be exclusive to PlayStation. So we don't need to spend too much time on this, but Final Fantasy was essentially, we knew, or it was already a PS5 timed exclusive. We just didn't know how long. So essentially, PlayStation put out a DualSense 5 teaser. In that teaser, they had Final Fantasy 7. I'm sorry, Final Fantasy 16 in that trailer, and then I captured it here, but in this small tiny text on this Twitter post that PlayStation did in the ad, you see in white it says Final Fantasy 16 anticipated summer 2023, PS5 exclusive for 6 months. So you had
timed
to,
exclusives, timed exclusives. Come on
yeah.
now.
So it's a time exclusive for
It's
6 months. So
cool when
everyone,
Sony does it, but when somebody else does it, they whine and bitch to high holy hell. But honestly though, that's
yeah.
not the Xbox gaming audience. They don't really care about Final Fantasy. If you care about Final Fantasy, you
No.
have a PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, I think time exclusive on any console, whether it be PlayStation, Xbox, or even Nintendo, is just silly. But I mean, it's just if it's gonna be a time exclusive, I mean, why does it gotta be in the small print? Just flat
Just
out
tell
say it. Like
everybody. I
just tell
because
everyone. Don't make it such a
Yeah.
big secret, like
wink
that's all I'm
wink.
saying.
Yeah, no, I was very surprised. Like when I was like, "Oh, how did it find out?" And I go into the article to read. I was like, "Oh, it's in this trailer." I honestly thought the wrong video was up, and I was like looking. I was like, "It's a DualSense 5 like trailer," and then I started looking at it, and I was like, "Oh my god! Like this is what it is. Like it's literally unscreened for half a second, but gamers be gamers. Like gamers, like they're like, wait, there's text on this trailer." And then you literally pause it, freeze frame, second by second, and then yeah, you can catch this. But yeah, I wish they would have just said something. It would saved us all a little bit of time and effort in that. Yeah, any last thoughts? You guys, what do you guys think about times exclusives and just in general? I
I
know
don't get me.
Mark.
No, we don't have
Yeah.
time for that.
It's just I mean, so time exclusives, the console paid a little bit more money to the developer to do it. That's what it sounds like to me. Just be upfront about it. Don't keep it a secret, and then just let people know when it's coming to other consoles. So whoever does have one or two of the consoles, they could just be prepared to buy it then if it's something they really want to play.
Yeah, I know Mark, you don't want to talk about it, but I'm just gonna say
I
my
have a lot
my
to
my
say. It's not that I don't want to
yeah.
talk about it. It's that I have a lot to say, and it's ridiculous.
I mean, the thing is, it pushes consoles like that, and
Yeah,
that's
it
the thing.
does.
Like so I mean, I'm not mad at Sony, but yeah, they do, like you said earlier, they do bitch about the other end. So hypocrisy is a bitch in itself.
I don't.
But
It's like I
yeah,
don't. There's so many other games I can play while I wait for it to come out. It doesn't affect me at all.
mhm,
I
yep,
can, and I've mastered the art of avoiding spoilers.
mm,
Not hard. It really isn't. I've avoided spoilers for lots of things lately. So if that's what you're most worried about, avoiding spoilers, don't go on Twitch. Don't go
Yep.
on your favorite video game websites that talk about it. Avoid Reddit threads. It's really not that hard.
Avoid YouTube. I mean, YouTube has a lot of
Yep.
spoilers and stuff.
I think it's a little bit easier for us. I think the younger generation is like they just it's they just can't. I don't know.
They can't
Like,
wait.
they
even if I
can, but they
do,
can't.
even if I do read spoilers, my brain sucks. I forget about it very easily by the time I go in. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that
Yep.
part. That spoiler now.
Old man brain. Yep, definitely got
Old
that
man
here.
brain.
All right, for our next topic, let's see. Control 2 is official as Remedy enters publishing agreement. Sorry, I can't speak right now. But anyway, let's see. So Finnish studio Remedy has officially announced that it's developing Control 2 for the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X and S, and PC after signing a publishing agreement with 505 Games. Guys, I know I wasn't the biggest like woohoo Control, but I know there's a huge audience out there for Control that are celebrating this, that are really just they lit the fireworks as soon as they saw this. I are either Mark, are you a Control? Were you one of those people that just
I
loved the
played
first Control?
Control. I played it. I beat it. I was really just there's no ending. It doesn't really end. It's like, oh, the main story's over, but you can still do all this exploration. And I'm like, I hate that crap. Give me an ending. Give me an ending. It was
Yeah.
I wanted to see, like, I was so into the story and I wanted to get to like a conclusion, and it finally gets there and it's like, okay, that's it. It's just like,
Yeah.
okay, we've set up this world now for more. So yeah, I guess I'll play Control 2.
Mhm.
I'll play
You'll get
anything
the ending
Remedy
that you
does,
never
really.
that you
Maybe.
didn't get.
Maybe. It just was so disappointing. Like, it just set up so much, and it's sequel baiting. I hate sequel baiting. There's good ways to finish a game and set up for a sequel that it's just it doesn't have to be only setting up for a sequel. That just annoys me at the end of the day. It makes me not want to buy the second game because maybe it's gonna set up a third one. I don't know. I don't got time for that. Okay. I only have so much time. So if something has a really unsatisfactory ending, it pisses me off. And
Mhm.
I
lots
can
of
tell.
things have. I've been watching a lot of movies and stuff lately where I'm like, oh, this is great. And then the ending comes and like, what the hell? I wasted 2 hours on this. I'm very, very, I would rather be bored and then have a great ending than have the opposite.
Yeah. I would say, and not that this justifies it whatsoever, but I know in the DLC it did address some of the ending.
The
So if
DLC,
you
I'm not paying. I already paid for it. I can understand building out the universe. That's
Yeah.
fine, but make it a part of the original game. And I waited for Control because
they did in the Ultimate Edition.
Ooh,
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
I played it once already. Done with it.
Oh man, too tall. Did you did you have any thoughts about seeing this announcement in Control?
Well,
To
I
come out?
didn't play Control, but I heard nothing but good things about it. I heard it was a great game. I probably should go back and play it, but
Look,
Control
you
2
got to
for
play
any
just to play one part of the game, and if you've played it, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
yeah, okay, I'll take you up on that. But yeah, Control 2. I mean, for any big fans of Control 1, this is big news, and hopefully they can deliver. And the fans looks like they're getting what they want here. So I mean, it's definitely it definitely wasn't a bad game. It was actually a pretty good game from what I was told, and we'll see what this game the second Control is like. Hopefully, it has an actual ending. Like like Marcus.
It's like it has an ending. It just like leaves so much open. It doesn't wrap anything up. It's just kind of like, okay, you can still play. It's kind of like New Game Plus after you've beaten the game, but it's not New Game Plus. It's hard to explain. And yeah, it's just one of those frustrating things. It was also around the time other games had come out. I can't remember what else that had kind of had that same vibe where it didn't really end correctly, not correctly, but like a satisfactory ending.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No, there's quite a few games that end like that. Just nailing an ending is seems to be difficult. I don't know.
It
Like,
is. It is difficult.
yeah.
I'm not saying that it's easy, but at least give some sort of sense of satisfaction. Like I put all this time into it. Give me something.
I was just more surprised that like this had to be an announcement. Like 505 and Remedy, worked on the first one. The first one did okay. It did like relatively decent sales numbers. So the fact that this almost seemed like it wasn't going to happen kind of was surprising to me. So I'm happy that Control we're seeing a Control too. It's not coming out for a very long time.
Like any game these days that are announced, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like it was back in the day where it's like, all right, this game's gonna come out next year. Like,
Yeah, this is
come on.
I would probably say at least 4 years off. So now that this
Just
announcement and this
just
deal
all
is
you gotta
being
do, Too
completed.
Tall. You play the game. You got to get to the ashtray maze. That's what it's called. The best part of any game I played that year, whenever it came out, was 2020. The best is so good. It made playing the game worth it just for that one part.
Mm,
Okay, all
there
right,
you
I'll
go.
take you up
Yeah.
on that.
I dropped the controller on the game too. I played a couple hours and then I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like, I don't need to play anymore. But for this next game, I
I know
won't
you're excited about this.
I won't stop playing. I had to put this news story on here just for myself. For nobody else, but for myself.
I know you're
Uh
excited. I know you're excited. Oh yeah,
let's
who
see.
who do you want to thank for referencing this game?
Oh, Too Tall, thank you for recommending Dead Cells to me all those many years ago. I have not been able to put down the controller on it, and thank you for Motion Twin for continuing to put out just DLC after DLC after DLC, and we have a 2023 roadmap for DLC, even after all these years. But let's talk about this particular DLC. Yeah, Dead Cells, they're
Looks
gonna
big.
cross over to feature just every Metroidvania like out there.
Every
Um,
game of note
yeah,
Yep.
gonna have
would
some sort of reference in it.
Yeah, which is they've already been doing, but they haven't brought the other characters to the game up until this point. So let's go ahead and just detail out what they'll be including within it. But the upcoming indie crossover for Dead Cells sees it join forces with Terraria, Risk of Rain, Shovel Knight, Katana Zero, and Slay the Spire. As you can see, the gameplay on the screen, it looks absolutely epic. And there's going to be, of course, new weapons, new levels. They're doing balance adjustments, and I'm super stoked for this. I cannot wait. I already enjoyed the new weapons that they took from other Metroidvanias and included it within Dead Cells, but now to take the characters, I'm just really excited about that. The only other people that I would have probably have liked to seen added. I would have loved to seen God, I forget her name. The chick from Bloodstain. I would have loved to
Oh,
seen I would have loved to see her in this also. But other than that, I think this roster is absolutely incredible. Yeah, guys.
I'm just here for the Shovel Knight. I love me some Shovel Knight.
Hmm.
yeah, it's gonna be good. I mean, I think these are all great additions. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of Terraria, but definitely Shovel Knight, Slay the Spire, and I mean, it's all. Yeah, they outdone themselves here. I would have loved to see ukulele added, but who knows?
At
Yeah.
what point? At what point does it become like, okay, where's the new game? Stop adding stuff to the old one. Where's
You
Dead
don't need to
Cells
Mm.
do you
2?
don't need to do that if they're adding more levels. I mean, how much is this DLC?
It's free.
Exactly. You don't need to add
But
anything.
like, I want to support these guys. If you don't make another game that come out, I can't buy anything else. Like I want them to make a new game.
Well,
Well, I
not all
mean,
their DLC's been free. They've had three paid DLCs from what I
yeah,
know
I
of, and this
know.
and I
I know at
bought
least
I
one of
bought
them.
every one. Yeah.
I know at least one of them was paid, but this is free. I mean, this isn't. nice sweet update. Merry Christmas, Dead Cell fans.
Yeah, no,
I just
this is what's up.
I'm not
What are
saying
you
it's bad. I worry about the long term health of a company that doesn't put out anything new and just trying to pad out a game for so long.
gonna-
You want to get that second, you've got a fan base, right?
Mhm.
4 million, 5 million people have bought this game, but there's only a limit of how many people are buying these types of games. So you can only take so much money on DLCs. You got to do something else. That's why Shovel Knight has branched out into like 4 different types of games, and they're all really good, by the way. All of them.
Yeah, I would say to that though. I mean, it's technically just they're treating it as a live service game. And Motion Twin did put out like 4 or 5 indie games before this. Um and yeah, none of them did exceptionally well. So yeah, maybe they could take time, 3 4 years, working on another game, which I can guarantee you they're working on another game while in conjunction to providing updates to this game. But I mean, if your
There's only so
community
much Dead Cells I can play.
Oh, but I mean, it's not the same Dead Cells. Like it's just not the
No,
same
it
Dead
really
Cells as
isn't.
this game has evolved so
It-
much since inception. And man, like just I didn't even start the game right away when it first came out. I started what, like 2 years ago almost now.
yeah, about
Um
2 years ago.
yeah, and just the game that I started with up until the game that I'm playing now is not the same game. And I mean, in regards to Metroidvanias, this is maybe one
You
of,
you were you
if
were
not the best
hooked.
Metroidvania out there. Yeah,
You
I
were
would.
hooked. You were hooked
Well,
after
hold
I
I
have.
on,
admitted
hold
it
on
to
though.
you.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Is it really a true Metroidvania though?
No, it's a roguelike. It's more like a
Right.
roguelike.
Roguelike.
It's
Yeah.
the roguelike
Yeah.
aspect of it makes it not a true Metroidvania in a Shovel Knight kind of or Hollow Knight kind of
Right.
way.
Right.
I only have, I want to play new and different things all the time. I know they've changed it. They keep adding different things to it.
Hmm.
I crave new things a lot,
Yeah. And they
and
keep on giving you
little
new
is
updates.
not a lot. It's not a lot. I'm gonna get distracted by something newer and bigger and flashier. I just how I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just me. But I mean, yeah, it's cool. It's
Go play
free.
it. Everyone, go
Actually,
play
if
it.
you haven't played, right? If you haven't played it, you can play it on everything now. It's on
Yeah, you
Android.
can.
Play it
Even
on
on
everything.
only on mobile that's available. So yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
really, really good on mobile. Really good.
I haven't
One of the
paid too
few.
much money for mobile games. I've probably spent, a total of $50 on mobile games throughout my lifetime. Dead Cells was one of them I had to pick up on my mobile phone just because
Are you
And how
serious?
much was that of that time? $20? Did you pay
no,
the full?
I paid $9, 9.99.
Okay, so
So, yeah,
10 of the 50 is spent on one game. There you go.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Hopefully you're
Because
playing it with
you can pick it up and play it, and like you can play 5-10 minutes at a time. Not many
yep,
games you can do that with.
yeah.
you
It's
could also
Just
actually
do
a
that.
perfect
play
mobile
level.
game.
Hey Mark, you know what you could also do that with? Vampire Survivors.
Oh god, I told you already. I told you I was gonna download it. I'm gonna download it and put it on there.
Download it after the show, man. I'm telling you, you're
And
gonna be like,
when I hate it, I'm gonna call you out on it. You know I am.
Yeah, I
yeah.
questioned Justin about that game last week when we showed the gameplay, but yeah, he said he's excited about it. So who am I to question that? All
Hey,
right, guys.
I've
Well, what's up?
I haven't
Last note.
given you any recommended titles before that you hated. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, let's not go that far. Let's see. And this isn't even a video game topic, but I just found it so funny. So I put it on the script today. Let's see. Mario flipped off Twitter for nearly 2 hours. So this is the image of Mario that you got to see. If you are an audio listener, go to the video version of this and check it out. But yeah, Mario, essentially short story. Twitter has been there's a lot going on with Twitter, but Twitter,
Oh,
there's been a
it's
ton of
great.
fake
I'm here for
accounts.
every part. I'm here for every minute of what's going on Twitter right now. I
Yeah,
love it.
Twitter.
Fake accounts are being made left and right, and there was a copy of Nintendo of America's account made, and they put Mario flipping off Twitter on there, and it stayed up for quite a while before
Tempted to make
anyone.
it my gamer icon here. You know,
Oh man,
why
I
not?
like it.
Why not?
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
great, good
Yeah,
stuff.
this is what we all wanted from Mario for such a long time. Anyway, that's why I wore my red today, because I was like, I want a Mario out today. But yeah, I thought it was funny, so I added it on. But that's all I have to say about it. On to our next topic. The PlayStation Plus games catalog lineup has been announced. Let's see. So we have a ton of great games here. While I'm pulling them up, let's
Look,
see. So
while you
go
pull
ahead.
them up, let me. It's November 9th when they announced the November catalog lineup. Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe they want.
Yeah.
It's the third over.
Yeah.
Why call it the November game drop when it doesn't even start until November 9th or 10th? To me, that's just real nitpicky. Just
Yeah.
put out here's the latest games. Don't call it the lineup for November. That's what
And
bothers
these
me. That's
games
just
have been
nitpicky.
releasing for this catalog. They've been releasing between the 15th to the 23rd, all between that margin, between that week span or so. So it's just been really weird in terms of like PlayStation Plus and Premium releasing releasing or announcing these games, releasing and announcing these games. It's been a little bit strange, but I kind of dig it. Like I'm like every towards the end of the month, every month, I know I'm getting a game dump on PlayStation Premium. So
Right,
yeah.
right. And Xbox
Yeah.
is the same thing. Xbox does it twice a month. They do it at the beginning and in the middle.
Mhm.
It's so nitpicky. I'm such a nitpicker. I can't. I look
Yeah.
at him like
I could
September and
tell.
I'm like, what are we talking about here? Anyway, continue. There's lots of good games, by the way. So yeah.
Yeah. The story was pretty nice, but hold on, let me go ahead and bring up some actual gameplay real quickly, and then I'll go ahead and announce these games. But there goes the gameplay. Perfect. All right. So games that were announced. For the PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Extra premium game catalog, we have the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Special Edition coming out to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. We have Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege for PlayStation 5. We have Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 remix for PlayStation 4. We have Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue for PS4. Essentially, there's like 9 Kingdom Hearts games coming.
It's a mouthful.
It's like
Yeah.
It's a
it's all the
mouthful
Kingdom
of
Hearts
Kingdom
games. Yeah,
Hearts.
there's
Way
Kingdom
way
Hearts
too many of
3
them.
for PlayStation 3, Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory for PS4. There's Oddworld Soulstorm coming for, and that's my neighbor, my motorcycle. Please, I apologize if you can hear that. Oddworld Soulstorm, the enhanced edition for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. There's Tom Clancy's The Division 2 for PlayStation 4. There's Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint for PlayStation 4, Chorus for PS4, PS5. We're almost done here. There's What Remains of Edith Finch. This was actually recommended to me by Brady in our Discord. So Brady, I will play that game now that it's coming to PlayStation Premium. I did not have to buy it, thank gosh. And there's the Gardens Between on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. There's Earth Defense Force, World Brothers on PlayStation 4, Earth Defense Force, Iron Rain on PlayStation 4. There's Oni, Chambara Origin on PlayStation 4. And then there's the entire Ratchet Clank games that we announced or we talked about on last week's episode. So if you want to hear about that, go to last week's episode. Mr. Madness, you said there was a lot of great games here. What games are you excited for?
I mean, I don't have PlayStation Game Plus, but if I did, I'd probably finish Kingdom Hearts 3. I never finished it. It was on Game Pass for a while and I never finished it. So I probably finished that, but you can't go wrong with any of these games. If you've got PlayStation Plus, you should play them all. Every single one. Why not? It's free, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Yeah, once you pay that
Right.
yearly
You should if you
subscription
haven't
or that
played
monthly
them, you
subscription,
should play them.
yeah. Yeah, these are all great games. And Tutal, this is a conversation that we've been having on many of our episodes
Yeah.
about the value of PlayStation
Uh,
Plus and PlayStation Plus Premium.
I'm a
With
little
these games being announced, how are you feeling about the the current
The
offerings?
value.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, I think right now, if you were going to sign up for this, I think the only thing they really care about is the extra. It seems like because this is available for both extra and plus. I guess if you no extra and premium, excuse me. If you do premium, then you're getting all this plus the Ratchet and Clank games. So I just want to see some more value added to premium. I mean, that's all I'm saying. So it seems like they're just focusing too much on the extra. I think that'd be the best value right now. If you're gonna get extra or premium, I'd go extra. I mean, that's just my opinion. So I mean, in terms of the games though, I mean, you're getting a lot of great games. Kingdom Hearts,
Yeah, so many
even
good
though
games.
even though they take forever. The Division 2 is always a good one. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, it's all right. Not my cup of tea,
Yeah,
but
that's
it's
about the
fun.
only one I would say you could skip entirely. Everything else, just skip Ghost Recon. There's better
Yeah,
games out there. Division is better.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
just having um Ghost Recon, or I'm sorry, yeah, Ghost Recon Siege. Is that am I
No,
pronouncing that right? Oh no.
Rainbow Six
Rainbow
Siege.
Six Siege. That's right. That game, I mean, is a
Breakpoint.
monster. It's been no Siege and not Breakpoint
Oh,
Siege.
Siege. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been going
Siege
on a
is
long time.
yeah, and I remember when that game first went out, it's like it was a kind of in a rough state, but then like just over time, like just doing updates, it just blew up.
Yeah, and
I mean,
if you're gonna go into
yeah,
that, go into it knowing it's gonna take like 10 hours to get up to the skill level of everybody else, at least.
yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. Like just trying to figure out how to, just it's like a almost like a tower
Which
defense.
character you
Yeah,
want to use, what loadouts you want to use, no
yeah,
learning all the maps. It's at least it's a 10-hour commitment. It's worth it
oh
if
yeah,
you're into those kind of things, but you really have to put time and effort into it. It's not a Call of Duty where you can kind of just play whatever. It's a thinking man's shooter.
hmm
Hmm.
and
And sometimes,
then
yeah, I don't like to think. So
there's over 200 hours of Kingdom Hearts here. I mean,
it's a little
Yeah.
which
much.
is
It's a little much.
which
Well, the games are already have been long since the its first entry. So I mean, if you
yeah.
got time to put that much time into all those Kingdom Hearts games, I mean, if you're a big Final Fantasy fan, if you're a big Disney fan, go for it. But otherwise, just I mean, I'm
If
sitting
you know
that
what
ones
to
out.
expect with Kingdom Hearts, though, you know what to expect.
Yeah, if you're diving into that game, you definitely know what to expect. And then I would say the only game that like kind of I'm like about is the Oddworld game. I feel like that's like the one like no one played that all Oddworld game when it came out, so it's just kind of like being tacked on. I think it was a Xbox exclusive when it came out, also, if I remember
Was it? I
correctly.
don't
But
think so. I think it was the
I don't
no,
PlayStation
remember.
exclusive. Yeah, it
okay,
was. It came out on PS4. That's why I haven't played it. I even forgot it came out. To be honest,
oh yeah, okay. Maybe it just came out to Xbox also. There was an Oddworld game that recently came out. I don't believe it came out. Anyway, it doesn't matter if
maybe
my
I don't
memory can't
know.
remember right. But yeah, and then there's Oni Chambara right here that's currently showing on screen, which reminds me a lot of Lollipop Chain Massacre. You have this over sexualized woman that's doing like Devil May Cry combos. I heard it's a lot of fun though. I heard that gameplay is actually pretty good. I
It's a
heard the
walking
bosses are epic
simulator.
too.
It's a walking simulator.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Well, like
A
it's a
walking
lot of
simulator.
walking to get to the story. If you played Firewatch or
Yeah.
anything like that, same kind of thing.
Okay. Nice. Well, I would say, yeah, I would say PlayStation Plus kind of just knocked it out of the park once again. So kudos to them for another solid month. I do worry about the cadence a little bit of these games and how many games they are putting out for their service. How long can they keep it going? Because we already saw with Xbox games with Gold how that kind of
Oh,
just like
oh boy.
they just kind of ran out of games. But Xbox Game Pass, we're still seeing plenty. Ultimate, we're still seeing plenty of games come to that service. So maybe there's no such thing as running out of games.
Yeah, you can never
Yeah, you
have too
never know.
much.
Yeah.
You can never have too many games.
All right, my friends. So this next topic, I put this on here for both of you. because you guys are the controller heads of the Discord of our group of our podcast. Let's see. Razer unveils a pro style PS5 controller, and it has offset sticks. Too tall. Let's start with you. You said it looked pretty cool. The controller looked pretty cool in the Discord. Yeah, give me your general impressions. So will this be another controller that you'd be picking up, even with the hefty price tag?
Well, right now, because of the hefty price tag, I won't be picking up anytime soon, but it's a sweet controller, and I'll tell you why. I mean, it being asymmetrical is good enough for it. I mean, I know it may be a little fat, but if you look at the back of the controller, I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, I think if you roll down an article, you can see some still photos. It just looks like it's set. Like, so however you want to play, you can make your triggers, in the correct place or in the back of your controller. I think Razer outdid itself here with this controller. It looks pretty sweet. So
See,
I mean,
I'm of
like I
the
said, it's a
opposite
little flat.
belief. I
Mark,
love
I was gonna get to you. That's the thing.
I
You're totally the opposite
ah,
end. what's
I
your
think it's
general
ugly.
impressions?
I
Yeah.
love the offset. Love it. I think the controller's ugly as shit.
All right.
And
I didn't say it was the best looking controller, but I
it's
think it's
ugly.
great.
It reminds me of like a Duke. Okay. And I love the Duke. Don't get me wrong. I love that stupid controller. But man, to me, it looks ugly as hell. It looks like one of those bootleg Nintendo Switch Pro controllers where
Well,
it's like extra wide because they didn't want to spend the extra money to get the smaller components. That's just what it feels like to me.
I think
It's $250.
yeah, I
It's
wouldn't pay that much for it. I
$250.
mean, it
Yeah,
has to go
that was
down
the
a little
next
bit in
part.
price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with the price tag, we're definitely seeing a trend of pro controllers being around $200. I think the one thing that surprised me most about this was that it's an official Sony controller, or at least PlayStation's given its backing for Razer to, of course, make this controller. So it's officially licensed, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, license.
But Sony's coming out with their own pro controller that we talked about not too long ago on a previous episode. So just to have like so many pro controllers in the market, like that are all around the similar price, they're all $200 to $250. Like, do we need did Sony need to make a pro controller? Did
Yes.
Sony need to license a controller
Well,
with
I think
Razer?
Money's
think they're-
money. Yeah.
Well, I think their pro controller isn't asymmetrical, and I know many gamers that love the asymmetrical.
Yeah.
I'm starting to love it, more and more now. Every time I use a Xbox controller.
So I'm an
or
Xbox gamer, so I love the offset. I can't play PlayStation 2 games a lot of times. Like if I can't play first person shooters on a PS controller, I can't do it. Just can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go
me.
back and forth. I can
just
do
me.
either or.
Yeah, I can
I
go
just
back
think
and
it's
forth
ugly.
also. Yeah,
It's
I would
ugly.
totally agree. It actually reminds me of the controller that you liked, Justin, the 8-bit Dough one.
Yeah.
the Switch
This one?
Ultimate. Yeah, it reminds me so much of that, and I'm like, both of them. It reminds me of the 8-bit Dough one, and both of them are ugly. But I'm sure it plays great, and that's the thing.
Yeah, it plays great, and it may be ugly. I mean, it might be maybe a little wide, but I mean, 8-bit the one for you audio listeners, I have it in my hands right now. I mean, it rivals the Nintendo Switch Pro controller easy, and I think it's actually well done, maybe even better, and it's the same price. So that's the reason why I got that one.
Well, right. That's the thing. It's the same price. $50 more. Unless you need to have a Razer, probably don't. I mean,
yeah, like I said, that one needs to be way cheaper. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
to be more expensive than first party, that's just weird to me.
even if it's officially licensed.
Yeah, because it's not made by Sony. Like, at least be cheap. Whatever. Razer
this
is so expensive for no reason anyway.
Yeah, I did like the chroma in the controller. If you saw in the video that we played, like there's a little light up, the light in the controller, like my mic here. But other than that, yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
it makes
How
me
often do
game
you look-
better. and it
How
makes
often
my
are
game
you
better.
looking at your controller that you need it to light up and be all fancy and
It
stuff?
gives me a reason to look at it. What are you talking
Are you
about?
playing it in the dark where you can see the lights come off?
Actually,
No.
yes, I am playing in the dark most of the time. My family
Ah,
is usually asleep. The kids are asleep. Everyone's asleep, and I have all the lights off. And yeah, the only light source is the TV. But yeah, that's I usually am playing in the dark. Fun
okay. Well,
fact.
I mean, like yours is gonna light up the whole that controller's gonna light up the whole damn room.
All right, guys. So, too tall. I know this was near and dear to your heart, so I cannot not put it on the episode for today. But actually, wait, am I skipping a topic? Let's see. Oh
Nope,
yeah,
you're good.
this is well, both of these are actually near to dear to your heart. Saints Row November update will essentially be a beast. It's gonna have over 200 fixes and quality of life fixes. Let me go ahead and I'll just read this quick part. In its autumn update last month, Saints Row developer Volition explained it was prioritizing fixes over new content for its rebooted open world mayhem game, Saints Row mayhem game. Though there have been a few hot fixes since August release, the first big update is due later in November. On its patch hub, Volition has given some more details about exactly what's in the November update, saying it includes over 200 fixes and quality of life updates. So it's a beast. There's a whole bunch of stuff, and as it goes into the what those additions are, I'm not going to go into that today. But Too Tall, you were probably the most disappointed person when you saw that Saints Row came out to the reviews that it came out to.
Mhm.
It was a day one buy for you at the beginning of the year. How are you feeling? Or actually, have you had opportunity to read over the fixes? And
Yeah,
are you excited? Does that reinvigorate the excitement for you and Saints Row? And will it be a possible buy? So there's a couple questions in there, but
well, to answer your first one, yeah, I went over the fixes in the game. Let's say that they are very much needed, as it reignited my excitement for the game. No, not really. I mean, I think from what I've seen with the story and everything, I think the plot of the game is kind of stupid. Just joining a gang or trying to, yeah, joining a gang to pay back some student loans. I think the whole plot of it was just like kind of lame too.
Mhm.
Is it a possible buy for me? Maybe. I mean, let's see how cheap this thing can get, and then we'll see. Maybe I'll have it on the back burner eventually, but just I think
Can they
they didn't.
can they cyberpunk their way back to relevance?
uh,
There was
I
a
mean,
point where you could buy cyberpunk for like $10. They
Yeah.
fixed all the
I
bugs,
yeah.
redid everything. Now it's $30 everywhere, and people are
Yeah,
buying it.
well, I think the difference between Saints Row and Cyberpunk is Cyberpunk with the bugs and everything is still a good game. Saints Row, just it's not a good game.
Yeah.
So I
I
mean,
get it, but like maybe they're taking that path to it because if they can fix everything and show everybody that they fixed it, and rather than obviously working on new things,
yeah,
okay, maybe it'll get all those people that were on the fence about it, like you, to buy it at a cheaper price and regain those lost sales that they've already lost. You're a lost sale. You're a
Yeah.
lost sale. They mean nothing.
yeah, yeah,
But if you might buy it now, you might buy the DLC now. Like they've got somebody there. If they drop the price and then bring it back up once they fixed it, it worked for Cyberpunk. That was a disaster when it came out.
I
uh,
think Cyberpunk lost sales, but even looking at Cyberpunk and its initial sales, it still sold gangbangers. Like it
yeah,
sold like
Well,
yeah.
hotcakes.
The
right,
sales were
it's
Right.
great.
still sold, but like at
Yeah.
one point you could buy it for $10.
I bought it for
Yeah,
$10.
Right?
I
Yeah.
They were
almost had it
pushing
for
it
ten
out. Now,
dollars,
now
and
try and buy it for
I, I,
$10. What's gonna
I,
happen?
I
Yeah. You
struck
can't.
out when I tried buying it for $10. But I mean, I went there on BestBuy.com to try to get it for $10, and sold out. Like,
Yeah. As soon as I
oh,
found out as soon as found out when they were doing the update, I was like, oh, I gotta buy this now. Like I was like, it's
Right.
cheap. I was cheap as all hell because I was like, dude, I was like, if they fix this game, like the game was already running pretty well on PC. It got good reviews on PC. It got good reviews on Xbox Series X. It got good reviews on PlayStation 5, relatively good reviews. It was just the series or the PlayStation 4
PS4
and
and
then the
a
Xbox
regular
One.
Xbox.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
though those reviews were trash, and I was
Should
like,
have never put
okay,
it out for it.
yeah,
yeah, that's what
yeah.
I agree.
I don't
But
think Saints Row is going to be able to do that. I don't even think on their best day.
yeah,
They did give sales numbers around the game. We did talk about it in a previous episode. Also, it was bad. It was
it was
really,
not good. It wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was like less than 500 units, I believe, or not 500,000 units. From what I remember, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was pretty bad. So I don't think Saints Row will be able
yeah,
to
no.
get to the level that where it needs to be. And I know Embracer Group has made some comments
Yeah.
about how the game is done, that we've spoken about also. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's um, you can put out with we'll go back to Cyberpunk for a minute. I mean, like I said, good game, but the bugs killed it. I mean, for when Saints Row came out, you heard about the bugs, but just when you hear that it just wasn't a good game. I mean, the bugs probably contributed to it, but I've already been told, and I've already looked at enough reviews to just come to my senses. It just was not a good game.
Hmm.
Like with the plot and everything. Just they could have did better. There was, I mean, I was a little like, maybe a reboot couldn't hurt it, but they shouldn't have rebooted it, in my opinion. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
so I mean that's where they kind of lost me there. If it'd be one thing, like if it was a good game and I was just holding off because of the bugs, then I probably would have already bought it. I probably just wouldn't be playing it until it's fixed. But yeah, the fact that it's just not a good game and it came out with bugs just made it even worse. So I mean,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, it got the ratings it deserved. Black Friday's around the corner. Let's see how cheap this thing can
What is that? I hear Game Pass. I hear Game Pass screaming, "Put
Oh,
me on!"
I think
Oh,
it'd be great for Game Pass. I think that
yeah,
would
yeah. I
be,
already
yeah,
renewed my Game Pass. So if it comes to Game Pass, that'd be great. Like,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So on to our next topic that is also near and dear to your heart too, Tall. A game that you're currently playing, and I've seen you've been putting time in, and I've seen it pop up on Discord right next to your name. Sonic
mhm.
Frontiers. We have the review roundup and the Metacritic score right here. As you see, the Metascore is, it's average, but the user score
User
is
score.
really high. People are enjoying this game. The one thing that I've been hearing about the game, despite the bugs, and this kind of just speaks to Saints Row, and what you were just saying, despite the bugs, it is still fun. Too Tall. May we have your impressions of Sonic and the time that you spent with the game so far?
Well, before I get into Sonic, if you had told me at the beginning of the year, my three games that I was planning on getting day one between Gotham Knights, Saints Row, and Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers would have been in third, but seeing that user score, forget the meta score for a minute. The user score, it shows you that Sonic 3D games are here to stay. I think they went in the right direction. Not saying they knocked it out of the park, but it's a step in the right direction. It's fun. If you've played a 3D Sonic game before, it's totally not like Breath of the Wild. Maybe it took inspiration from other platformers like Mario, whatever. But I mean, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the original Sonic Adventure game. Where you go to your levels. I don't want to give away too much, especially if you plan on playing it, but
I
it's
don't.
fun.
Please tell me. Please tell me all of it. I don't plan on playing it. Give me all the
Funny, Mark.
spoilers. I don't care.
Nah, but for the most part, it's a fun game. It's definitely better than Sonic Forces. So, job well done there. And
That's a low bar.
Right. I was like, how high are we bar are we talking about here? It's pretty
well, I
low.
mean, it doesn't get as low as that. I mean, unless you want to include Sonic Boom, which oh boy, well, let's not
Yeah.
go there.
We
But
don't
I mean,
count those. We don't count Sonic Boom. Okay, it doesn't count.
yeah, I didn't think so, but uh, it's a good game, and definitely if you're a Sonic fan, I would would definitely recommend it. Just and let's see what they can do with the next one. Maybe someday we'll see Sonic Adventure 3. I don't know, but I mean, I've
Yeah,
played.
I would love a Sonic Adventure 3, man.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, but it's a good game, and I played it for about 2 hours with all the other great games I'm playing right now, and I can't wait to get more of it. So yeah, I
Well,
think I found my game for the holidays,
we
definitely.
we
So
look forward to hearing about it. I can't wait to get a little bit further along in the game
yeah.
and for you to tell us about it. Mark, were you surprised about the general score, the user score, or the meta score
Oh,
that we've
user
been hearing?
score to me is crap. I don't
Yeah.
care about the user score. People go on
What?
and it doesn't mean diddly. Anybody can go on and review. You don't have to say that you actually played the game. Okay.
Oh,
The
Yeah.
only
come
score
on.
that matters, and people review bomb all the time. It works in both ways. So I don't care the general user score.
I don't think this is being review bombed, but okay.
Oh, sure. Not this game. But games in general, sure, they get review bomb.
Yeah, not this game. Not this game.
Uh, Steam, the Steam reviews are where you really want to look, okay? And that is actually pretty high. It's a very positive, overwhelmingly positive reviews. 95% positive reviews. So that's pretty good. So, but I'm not a Sonic guy. I haven't been in a long time. I'd love a Sonic Adventure 3. Will I play it? Probably not. I can't tell you the last time I played a 3D Sonic game. I might try it. I ain't gonna spend money on it. If it came to Game Pass, I would absolutely play it.
All right,
I'm not gonna go out of my way to play it.
All right, okay. I mean, this is a question for both you guys. From the initial trailer that we saw this past summer, is it better than what you guys thought it would be?
The reviews, absolutely. The trailers were terrible. Did
I
the trailer
yeah.
undersell it at all? Like, you've played it.
I think
The
at
trailer
first
made it
that
seem
initial
so
trailer did.
empty.
That
Yeah.
initial trailer, I'll say it was trash. I wanted to see more, but looking back on it, it was trash. They could have did better, but
Seeing the follow-up trailers like after
the one that
after
Nintendo
it,
put out, the one.
yeah, like seeing the subsequent follow-up trailers, like I was very much like, oh, it doesn't look that half bad. I'm seeing some like of the infusion of like other Sonic games like in it. Like I said, in a previous episode, I'm gonna keep on referencing previous episode. Go watch all the other episodes, people. I would say like I said that the levels are as much of a character as Sonic is, and if they have to have good levels in the game. And then in the follow up trailers, I saw some of that. I saw that there was like a Green Hill Zone and just like all these other type of levels that are based on previous Sonic worlds. So I was like, oh, okay, this is what I wanted to see. And if I
Yeah.
would have saw that in that initial trailer, rather than just a big open field with random platforms and rails popping in, I would have been much more inclined to give the game a benefit of the doubt. So
Okay,
I'm happy.
that's
I'm
fair.
happy.
That's
Yeah, I'm
fair.
happy with where it's kind of landed. I think it's landed about where I would expect in terms of the overall score.
The score, they probably knew they were going to get between a 70 and an 80 on the Metacritic.
Yeah.
My conspiracy theory at heart is they intentionally undersold it to make it look crappy, and then when it actually came out, it was like, whoa, this is way better than it looks. Like, wow, this is awesome. It's so cool. So like underselling it to sell more after the hype has built up and the people are now talking about it, it might have been a smart decision. However, there's already been a price drop. Like,
That's right.
Sort of. I know
Right.
that link you put earlier on the
no,
Discord.
Amazon has it.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
It, it,
know.
it, it was being sold for 39.95 or 99 or whatever. So yeah, those prices are always updated. Those prices are always changing. But at one
You
point
got to
it
be
was
quick on them. Got to be
you
quick
gotta
on them.
you gotta be quick on them. But
Even see it for $39 a couple
yeah,
days after release. It's kind of like, oh, really?
yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends. It depends on the platform too. I don't think it was across all platforms. At least the one Finest posted initially.
Right. I don't
From
know.
what I
Just
checked.
just saying. I mean, Black Friday is coming up. It would sell probably 2 or 3 times as much at that price point.
Yeah.
Well,
And
overall,
Oh, were you gonna say too tall?
Overall, it's better than Saints Row.
We can
But
definitely say that. Yeah.
again, you got really low bars here. Better than Sonic Boom, better than Saints Row. Like, that's a low bar.
All right, my friends, we are nearing the end of our episode. So want to get through these last few topics. Anything else, Sonic, before we jump to the next topic? Any
Give
Yeah,
last
the
few?
change.
I
Give
have
the
a
game a
thing with
chance, people.
Sonic. I want
Oh,
to. What was the one that came out on the DS? Sonic. It was like an RPG. You know what game I'm
Brotherhood.
talking about?
Yeah, I have it on the DS actually.
Yeah, I want a sequel to
Brotherhood.
that. I want a sequel to that. That's all I gotta
That's
say.
a fun game. I
It's
haven't played it all the
underrated
way
as
through,
hell.
but it's real fun. If they
I
do a
would
remaster,
buy.
they should do that. They should.
Right, I want that. That's all I gotta say about Sonic.
nice. All right, perfect. I love it. Let's see. Onto our main topic. Let's see. So this week's main topic, we've actually had a couple showcases this week. If you were not aware, there was the Hogwarts Legacy gameplay showcase. There was also Nintendo Switch's Indie World showcase. We're gonna go ahead and talk about those. We'll do the release rundown. We'll jump into the comments, and then we will wrap up the show. But this week's main topic. This is really just impressions and thoughts of these showcases. So first off, Mark, did you have opportunity to jump into the Hogwarts Legacy gameplay showcase at all?
I bits and pieces. I didn't watch
Mm,
the whole thing.
mm,
I'm I'm a little bummed that they're not going to put Quidditch in it, but I get that programming Quidditch alone for something that you might play is
mhm.
probably really really complex.
Yeah,
Anything with like flying on a broomstick, it's hard to do. That's why Iron
yeah.
Man games don't come out very well. Uh, it could be really really good. There's got a big possibility there. It's got a lot to offer. I really trust Avalanche software, the guys who are developing it, because they have developed a lot of other games that I have enjoyed in the past. So I think they know what they're doing. Don't get like I know they Cars whatever and Disney Infinity. They're actually really solid games. Okay, so they're kiddie games, but they're solid games. This is their first like really serious AAA adult game. Um,
Hmm.
but I am hyped. That character creator looks awesome.
Yeah, yeah. No,
So
yeah, there was. I mean, for me, like, I'm not a Harry Potter fan.
No, me
No,
either.
I'm not. But this game, like, I have seen, I've seen the three mainline Harry Potter movies, and just kind of like I'm intrigued. Like, I want to go through that experience. I want to go to school. I want to put on the hat, and I want to be chosen for one of the three,
four four houses,
classes
four
or
houses.
four houses.
Like
Yeah. And
I'm a huge Harry Potter guy, so I know way
okay.
too much about it.
Yeah, and well, and you're not, or are you excited about this game, or are you intrigued by it, or
I
are you
I
looking
don't
forward to
I
play it?
don't I don't get too hyped for anything anymore. I try not to,
Okay.
You
because
try
then I
not
end up
to.
just yeah, I get disappointed. So I'm kind of like not going all in on it yet. I'm kind of want to enjoy what's out now. Uh
Hmm.
but I am a huge Harry Potter nerd. Huge Harry Potter nerd. So and like my kid is all of a sudden like got really into Harry Potter in the last couple months. So like it might be a game where we can actually enjoy together for the first time. And other than the crap that he plays on Roblox, God, I can't stand it all. But like a real game that we could actually enjoy together would be great. So, but I don't want to disappoint myself, and it ends up sucking like Saints Row.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. I let me. I know, Justin, you said you weren't too much of a fan, so I'm going to go ahead and just read some of the things that were
Mm,
included in the game before I jump into your impressions of the indie showcase. But
yeah.
Avalanche Software and Warner Brothers Interactive showed off a host of new gameplay during the Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy showcase. They basically showed the character creator, the combat, the user interface, and just really a ton of other stuff. They showed essentially a tour of the various quests and collectibles. that are of course familiar to Harry Potter Potter fans. In addition to that, they showed like how the quests are cataloged. They showed what they called a wizard's field guide, which tracks elements surrounding combat and quest, and just the collections and the requirements of rooms, because you can essentially have these rooms evolve as you're in them. They also showed off classes and optional side quests that like provides players with the opportunity to advance their spells, and it's going to change the professors that they meet. Just the I would say, in terms of Avalanche and the development of this game, the amount of detail and option that I'm seeing just from these trailers, it just leaves me like I want to be in this world. I'm extremely excited to be in this world. I'm also sad that Quidditch is not in the game also. I would love to be riding a broomstick and flying after the golden, what is that thing called? The
The golden
Mark,
snitch.
the golden
The golden
snitch. Oh,
snitch.
such a horrible name. But yes, I would love that aspect.
If
I
you've
mean,
played Lego Harry Potter, you know
yeah.
how hard it is to program flying on that damn broomstick.
Oh, I'm sure. And the worst part is they just showed it right there.
I
So
know.
it's like it's gonna be in there, they're gonna reference it, but you're not
It
gonna be able to
a
play
little
it.
bit
Yeah.
is probably fine, but like a fully fledged
Hmm.
3D flying game like that, with like a sport game,
Yeah.
that's its own game that needs
Oh yeah.
programmed on its own.
And they had the Harry Potter Quidditch games that you can play. Like I believe they had it on PS2,
Yeah,
if I
like 20
remember
years
right.
ago. It's its own game. Yeah.
It was its own game.
Its
So
own game.
and Max from the Loading Bar podcast said it's pretty good from when the last time we talked about it. But yeah, just the the way the school changes, and like if you look seen the movies, like the school is constantly changing and moving and stuff, since it's a magical school. Yeah, I'm just really excited about that world. But my last note on it before Justin, I allow you to dive in.
Mhm.
Let's see, they concluded the showcase with a brief look on combat, and how the player can fight a dummy, and duel, and just be in the dueling club and stuff like that, and how you can basically evolve and hone in on your spells. Yeah, and you'll be able to visit like every part of this landscape, even outside the school, and that gets me even more excited, because I mean, we kind of explored like Hagrid's home and stuff, and a little bit outside the school and so forth. But yeah, I'm curious to see what's outside the school, outside of like the city or the towns and things of that nature. Tutal has looking at the showcase, hyped you up at all, just a little bit more, or how are you feeling about the game in particular?
All right. Well, I mean, looking at the showcase and definitely the combat. Whoever is has this game pre-order should be very, very, very excited. I'm sure it was delayed for a reason. Hopefully, we don't have any broken bug fixes on the day it launches. But I mean, it's the gameplay looks real good, and low key. I mean, I kind of want to give it a try myself. I mean, I didn't really care too much for the Harry Potter aspect of the whole series, but I mean, if you just have Hogwarts and just what you could do with the whole magic and everything, why not? I mean, yeah, the
As
movies I could
as
care
a
less
Harry
about.
Potter, right? But let me just interject. As a Harry Potter fan, it's very faithful to the universe.
Yeah, definitely. I think
Yeah.
if my wife was a gamer, I'm sure she would love this game.
Why not? She can be a gamer.
Yeah,
Why not? Maybe
she's
it'll be
not
a
a
Yeah.
game you
gamer.
play
Well,
together, or she can
yeah,
watch you play.
or
You know,
maybe. I mean, I'd have to show her some gameplay. Like, hey, would you mind if I bought this? Would you come into the man cave and watch me play, or watch
just
me
sit, like
play
hang out
via
with me.
live?
Yeah. And I think there's enough world building here that I think she probably would.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I Me and my wife tried to do a Harry Potter marathon, and we couldn't do it. We got through one movie,
Okay,
and then we,
wait,
and then
wait.
we
Did you start at the beginning?
yeah, we started
The
at the
first
beginning.
two are the worst. They're the weak. They're the weak.
Yeah, just doing a marathon of any movie series is hard enough. The
Yeah,
older you get, it's just harder
If you can
now.
slog
it's
through the
tough.
first two, it gets much better with the third one.
Yeah,
Especially if you have little ones. It's just doing a marathon. Just
The
it's
first
good
two
tough.
are
good
like
luck.
kiddie movies, you know. The
Okay,
third
guys,
one,
let's
yeah.
not get sidetracked. Okay, Harry Potter. It looks awesome. I'm super excited. I'm gonna be picking up this game probably, if not day one, very shortly after.
Yeah.
Excited to be in this world.
Stream it.
Um, Mark, last impressions before we jump into the Indie World Showcase from Nintendo.
Oh, I'll play it, but I ain't gonna pre-order it. Don't pre-order things, people. Don't do
No,
it.
I don't pre-order things.
Don't do
Too
it.
tough.
uh,
Last impressions or thoughts before we move on to the Nintendo Indie Showcase.
if you plan on getting this game, if you got it, you're definitely gonna have to stream it either on our Discord or Twitch or wherever.
I think it would be a great game to stream. I think it's a game that can easily be watched, but also feel like it's a game that you could easily get bored of. Like if I'm
Yeah.
if I'm in a cellar and I'm like making potions or I'm just training my character. Yeah,
See,
probably not going to be too exciting,
I
but
didn't even think about that, but you're probably right. Do you remember in Power Stone 2 where you could like mix all the things together and make new
yeah.
things?
Oh yeah, I
That
love
oh,
Power
I
Stone
love
too.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't I that was
how that
if
translates for people watching though,
right,
I
I know.
don't
If
know.
the potions end
Yeah.
up being like that, where there's so many unexplored ones that you may not like, people may never discover, like, or
Mhm.
accidentally discover something, that could be awesome.
Yeah, no, I completely
Didn't even think
agree.
about that part. You're right.
Awesome. Well, that's it for the Harry Potter. But next, we're going to go ahead and talk about the Nintendo Switch Indie World Showcase. We talked about a lot of indie games last week, but yeah, Nintendo decided they wanted to put out a showcase just highlighting just really a bunch of games that have already come out. And a couple games that I felt like were surprises. But in regards to games that came out, we got Story is coming to the Nintendo Switch this December. We have Rogue Legacy 2, and that's already out. That came out the same day of the Nintendo Switch showcase. We got Pepper Grinder is a new action adventure game from Devolver Digital, which Devolver announced a little bit earlier this year. Let's see, we Have a Nice Death, which is probably my favorite game on this list, but we can get into more on that later. And that'll be arriving next year on the Switch. We have Explore the French Countryside in um,
It probably
Dordogne?
Dodon.
Dordogne?
That's how
Oh,
I would
okay.
say it
Mhm.
in my
There we go.
French.
French. There we go. Yes, it is
Dodon.
made by a French studio, so that would make sense. A Space for the Unbound is about a young love in rural Indonesia, or Indonesia. So that be very interesting. Once Upon a Gesture. Yeah, and that's an improv game for the Nintendo Switch. We have Desta, The Memories Between. Let's see. And we have Goodbye World. And we have a couple. How many more do we have? We have a couple more. We have Aka. Let's see, which is it takes players on a journey to find inner peace, and you're like a little cute raccoon type of creature. And we have Blanc, which I've been excited for once since I've originally seen it, and it's a textless co-op adventure starring a fawn and a wolf cub, very Fox and the Hound. We have Solve, which is a plant-based puzzle. It has Solve. I'm sorry. This game is called Botany, where you solve plant-based puzzles and tend to a garden
Yeah, the
in a
headline
botany
is not
manner.
always the name of the game in there, or it's not the
Yeah.
first word.
So I just found that out. We have Venba, where you cook delicious South Indian dishes. Let's finish these last ones up quick. We have Oni. Let's see. A little to the left, We have Coffee Talk, episode 2, and we have Inscription. And
And
there's
a couple others, yeah.
yeah, a
And
couple others, but
several
we don't need to
others.
go through those other ones. Let's see. So first off, Mark, what did you think about the Nintendo Indie World Showcase? Because they've had a couple of them now. Do any of these games speak to you?
Yes. Sports Story, yes. 100% in. I am a Golf Story fan. That was a game that came out years ago on the Switch, and that is a sequel to that. So I'm
Mhm.
100% in on that. I'm also 100% in on Wrestle Quest, which is one of the little sizzle reel games at the end. Very much into that game as well. These other ones, I mean, I probably won't go out of my way to play. They look fun. I don't have time for everyone.
Yeah.
My biggest disappointment is that they anytime something called a Coffee Talk episode 2, I want somebody to just throw Electric Boogaloo out there. Okay, I'm sorry, but Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo, just one of those great titles. I want somebody to just throw out a ridiculous Electric Boogaloo out there. Anytime something called episode 2, that's just a
Yeah,
real obscure joke for anybody out there.
I love it. Love it. Let's see. Too Tall. What
Uh,
were your initial impressions of the Nintendo Indie Showcase?
well, they had some great titles on there. Sports Story, I think, was definitely the one that stole the show for a lot of people at the end. I'm very curious about that one as well. Legacy 2, which they, shadow dropped as the thing was going on. You knew they were going to shadow drop at least one game, so I guess it had to be that one. But it looks pretty good for the most part. Other games that interested me, one that's already out that you can play on PC. I know Matt Bliss talked about this one a lot. Inscription. So
Yep.
that's coming December 1st, and you know me, Finest. One other thing Mark and I got in common: we're both wrestling fans.
Hmm.
Wrestle Quest that's coming out next year. So yeah, that looks really good as well. That definitely. So I definitely do want to give Wrestle Quest a shot when that comes out. RPG wrestling game or
Yeah, RPG.
Yeah.
Yes, it's gonna be so good. Come on.
yeah. Don't you didn't you like Russell Quest Finest or any thought?
uh, no, not really. I mean, I kind of I fell out of wrestling a long time ago, and I just
Yeah,
haven't
we know.
I
Yeah.
just haven't had the goals to go back. But the game that is currently on screen, Have a Nice Death.
Oh, that
Um,
looks good too.
man, I'm so sad that this game is on Steam. It's on Windows, Microsoft Windows. Um, and now it's coming to the Switch. They're slowly getting it out there. I'm just so sad that it's not going to be on Xbox right away, and it's not going to be on PlayStation right away. At least based on their current announcements. I've been looking for updates for this game because I've been wanting to play it on console. And man, this game, it just hand drawn animations, beautiful. Roguelike. I love my roguelikes. Uh just looks like a ton of fun. It's reviewed excellently. So I really want that game on my PlayStation. But yeah, that's probably my favorite game
Hey,
out of what I
Finest.
saw here. Yeah.
Time to get a
Christmas is
Switch.
Christmas is around the corner. Maybe Carly will get you that Switch that you've always wanted.
Honestly, I was looking at Black Fridays today for Switches, and I was like, nope, still don't want it.
It's the same
Just
Black Friday deal that they've had for
Yeah,
yeah,
it's the
5
same
years.
one. It's
yeah,
the same
Hey, you want
one.
Mario Kart? It's only the highest selling Switch game. Who doesn't already have friggin' Mario Kart? Like, come on.
yeah, yeah. There was no deals on the Switch, and that was the
No.
most disappointing part. And I'm like, no, I'm still not gonna pick this up. But when they were talking about backwards compatibility earlier this week, that got me even more excited for the next Switch because I was like, oh, I'll have games to play when the new Switch comes out. Um, if it is backwards compatible, and a lot to look forward to. So anyway, yeah, I'm not. Who cares about the Switch 2? Let's see. Were there any other
Switch 2
games that
Electric
I
Boogaloo. Call it.
I gotta see it to believe it when we hear about the Switch 2 or Switch Pro or new Nintendo Switch or whatever the hell they
You
want to
know,
call
Nintendo
it.
won't call it the Switch 2.
Yeah.
We're lucky we got a Super Nintendo, you know, like
Switch
I-
Ultimate? No,
Sony
Super
out here
Switch?
just adding numbers. Microsoft out here confusing everybody. Nintendo's
Xbox
like,
One.
we don't know what we're gonna do. We're just gonna like.
I think
They realized their mistake with the
Sony,
Wii U.
Sony, I think, did it smart. You know, just number your consoles by
Right,
which one.
let's not make it so complicated here. It's like with
Yeah,
the freaking video cards. It's a GTX 3090 42. I'm like, I don't even know what this means anymore.
the Switch
Keep it
though,
simple.
like the Switch, I think was a perfect name. Like, I think like in regards to naming conventions, I think that was like maybe the best maybe the best named console ever. Like
Probably it's
yeah,
perfect
it
name.
probably is.
Just,
yeah, it's just a perfect name.
but Nintendo's gonna Nintendo, and the next console probably won't let you be portable like that. You know, like they're just
No,
gonna
think
do what
they'll
they
do
want to
another
do.
hand-
You're gonna
handheld?
piss off a lot of people. You're gonna.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. I really, honestly, I don't know. Nintendo's gonna
there's
do
no
what the hell
DS?
Nintendo wants.
Yeah,
Why not
I
both?
don't know.
It'll
Maybe,
be like
maybe.
it'll be like the two different SKUs of a PlayStation and an Xbox these days. Here's the Nintendo Switch S. You know, here's the Nintendo. You know, it's the same
quite
thing.
possible.
One's
Switch
portable
S.
only, and one's only docked. Who
Just as
knows?
So
long as it's the
maybe
same games.
updated Switch
Games,
Lite
that's all I
or
care.
something.
Yeah,
Kind
maybe.
of.
Yeah.
One or the other, or both.
Okay.
Why not? Why limit
Just
yourself?
as long as it has the same games. That's all I care about.
All right, my friends. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode. Tutal, I'm gonna ask for your help on this one. If you
All
can
right, for sure.
go ahead and help me with the release rundown, that would absolutely be phenomenal.
All right. Well, Finest is pulling up those images of games that are coming out next week or this week, I should say. November 15th, you have a big day of games coming out. You got Bloodland coming for the PC. Pendament coming for.
Wait, I'm already behind. Okay,
All right,
there we
you're
go.
already
Sorry.
behind.
Sorry. What were you saying? Pentiment?
All right, yeah. So Pentiment, yeah, coming for the Xbox Series X and X, Xbox One, and PC. Smurfs cart coming for the Switch.
Yes. I'm waiting
Yeah,
for Smurfs card.
another cart game with recognizable cartoon characters. Somerville coming for the Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. You got
Game Pass. Game Pass.
Yep, Game Pass. You got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge coming for the PS5, and then YS 8 Lacrimosa of Dana coming for the PS5.
Good job.
I believe it's
you,
pronounced ease.
Ease.
I don't want to hear a lot of hate in the comments about that one. That's why I'm just throwing that one out there. Ease. Don't get me started. I worked at GameStop, so like nobody knew how to pronounce those games.
Yeah, I would have no idea. I would have said Wise also. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. November 16th, you got Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 coming for the PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. November 17th, you got Mark's favorite. You know, he has a pre-order. Goat Simulator 3 coming for the PS5, Xbox
You
Series X
would
and
be
S, and
surprised to know
PC.
that it's going to be a Christmas present for my child. He loves Goat Simulator. So yes, I haven't pre-ordered it, but he will be getting it.
All right, sounds good. And then November 18th, a huge day, a huge Friday. We'll start from the top. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales makes its way to PC that day. You got PID coming to the Switch. Yeah, there we are. And then you got your Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Pokemon.
Yeah, a big day for Pokemon fans next Friday or this coming Friday. Resident Evil 3, I believe it's Cloud, makes its way to the Switch.
Yeah, it is Cloud. Yep.
Yeah, it's Cloud. So Switch users beware. And then last but not, I'm just putting it out there. And then last but not least, the Dark Pictures anthology, The Devil in Me. It's coming to the PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. So and those are your games coming out for this week, leading up to the week of Black Friday or Thanksgiving, whatever y'all want to call the holiday.
Nice. To that note, Mark, will you be picking up or are you excited about any of these games coming out this week?
Not really. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll play The Devil in Me when it drops in price, or maybe Game Pass. I do like those games. They're very like The Quarry or Until Dawn, like that kind of horror game.
Mhm.
Somerville, actually, I think it's on Game Pass. I will probably play that. Smurfs Kart, obviously. Goat Simulator 3 is probably goofy as hell and probably
Dude,
really
I
fun.
saw the trailer for that and I was like, this is
Yeah,
crazy. That
yeah.
Goat Simulator was absolutely insane.
My
Yeah.
kid has played the first one. Like, I bought him all the expansion packs and stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Uh it's fun. It's not like something I would like sit down and play seriously, but like to pick up and play for a little bit, I might play with him. It's
Yeah.
kind of fun. It's goofy as hell. Anything else? Nothing that really
What
grabbed
about
my
that free to play
attention.
Call of Duty?
Well, it's free to play. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not in a
Warzone
battle royale
2.0.
mode right now, but also
Yeah.
No,
I
I
don't
don't do
have a.
Battle Royale
You need
either.
115 gigs of space for it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it?
pretty big.
And if you also want, and that's not like including Modern Warfare 2, which is like another 80. It's like 200 gigs. So
Oh
if you have a
gosh.
S Series S or a digital only PS5, like that's
Yeah.
like a huge chunk of your hard drive to just two
It's like
games.
that's all my hard drive.
Right.
Yeah.
So I
Get your
probably
expansion
won't play
now.
it.
Get your expansion.
I just don't want. I'm not into it. I'm not looking for a battle royale shooter right now. That's just not
Okay.
what I'm looking for.
All right.
fair
all right.
enough.
And Too Tall, will you be picking up Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge for the 10th time?
No.
I thought it was a free update for PS5.
No, it's
I thought,
not. No, it's not.
Mm-mm,
It's
they're
not.
charging.
No,
oh,
they're
that
charging.
sucks.
So the only thing
Man,
I
that
would
sucks.
say, if you have a PS5 and if you haven't picked
Mhm.
up the game yet, there's your opportunity. I'll just get the PS5 version. But if you already have a PS5 and if you have the PS4 version downloaded, don't waste your money, man. Either get it
Yeah.
on another console or just get the physical edition for your collection. But I won't be doing that. But I know quite a bit of people out there are looking forward to the Pokemon. Yeah, Scarlet and Violet coming out
Pokemon.
for
I don't know. I've never
yes.
heard of it before. Please explain it to me.
Maybe in another episode.
Which? Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, there's always one. Which one will be the higher selling? There's always never. They never sell equally.
Oh,
Violet.
which one?
I'm
Predictions.
just
I'm
guessing.
asking predictions. Which one will sell
Violet. I'm
more?
just throwing. I'm just
Wait,
throwing
which
it out
one
there,
has
bro.
the female professor? Whatever that one
I don't know.
is.
I don't know.
Hold
Scarlet,
on.
maybe. If you want to do it, if you want to fact check it real quick.
It's professor.
Just mark this one down. Put that. She got like a board.
And then
Like,
I guess for you PC guys, if you don't have a PlayStation, Miles Morales would be a great follow up to Spider-Man. So that's going to make a lot of noise for PC.
I say
Okay.
Scarlet is the higher one. That's my
Scarlet is the female professor.
Yeah, so
And I'm actually looking at her. Maybe not. The male professor is looking pretty snazzy. So I'm gonna go Violet. Actually, I'm gonna say
I'm just
Violet
throwing it out
is
there.
the.
Violet, you think will sell higher?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Violet.
Okay.
Always one that outsells the other. Working for GameStop for many years, I was always surprised to know that always one way outsells the other too. By the way, not even like a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, it's another Pokemon game. Just if you guys don't want any spoilers, just stay offline and
What
you should be
spoilers are
good.
there? It's Pokemon. You go to isn't the end goal like to be the best trainer? I haven't.
I don't know. I haven't played
haven't
Pokemon
played
since Game Boy.
20 years.
The only Pokemon
Almost
I've played
30 years.
recently is
Yeah.
Pokemon Puzzle League, which is just another skin of
Yeah,
what is it?
I played Pokemon
Vape
Snap.
Well,
I
there
played
you go.
Pokemon Snap on the Switch.
Yeah, I've just do the Puzzle League game with.
But
It's a pretty
isn't
fun
the end
puzzle
game like what's the spoiler? You become the greatest trainer in Pokemon? Like, oh no, you ruined it.
I felt like the ultimate goal was always to catch the legendary. Like it wasn't but
Yeah.
I don't know. But this one you're giving legendaries right off the
Whoa,
bat.
spoilers. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know for me, Pokemon, it's just
It's just like
I
Call of
lost
Duty. Like,
interest
well, there's spoilers.
after
Save the
Mew
world.
came, like the first 151. I kind of just lost all interest.
Just talking about
So
dating yourself. Like, oh
yeah,
yeah, like that
yeah,
first time
Like my
151.
my
Pokemon
wife
game
plays
came out.
Pokemon Go, and she's like, "Look at this! I caught whatever." And I'm like, "What the hell is that? I don't know. Why don't you play this game?" I'm like, "I don't like Pokemon. Like, I don't get it."
You
I
don't
could
get
go
it.
for an easy RPG. Like if I had a Switch, I'd probably be like a person that would be picking it up right now. But
Switch has way
yeah,
more RPGs than that, but yeah.
yeah, I know. I know, like I said, but like Pokemon's like just like just an easy
Yeah,
one.
it's
I was
easy.
I was playing Pokemon on my phone, not my last phone, like 2 phones ago. So I guess I did play.
Pokemon Go.
No, like a
Oh,
just
Oh, the other one.
emulator of like
mm.
Oh,
Pokemon Yellow or something like that. Is like yeah.
I
So
never got into Pokemon. It was never my thing.
I just watched
I
the show.
not
Really, I wasn't into
not
it all
even the
that
show.
much.
I was like, people complain about Call of Duty and sports games being the same every year, and then I say, but Pokemon is okay. Like, you give a free pass to Pokemon. Like, that
yeah,
always annoyed me.
they add 15 more Pokemon every game. Come on, it's not
Dude,
the
who
same.
cares? It's still the same game. They add new sports teams. New stadium.
All
That's
right,
just
Yeah.
guys. All right.
here's my hot take on a cold night for you. Okay.
I'm sure everyone is loving us talk about how we don't how we don't play Pokemon. But we're gonna go ahead and yeah, do our chat room comments real quickly, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up because I got things to do. But
Yeah,
other
same.
than that, chat room comments is where we dive into our comments and we pick some of our or highlight some of our favorites. Let's see. I will start it out this week. Manuel Reyes. He says, Final Fantasy. What is that? It's a great question. I don't know. I really don't know. It's
What was the
something.
last mainline Final Fantasy you played when it was new?
13
Um,
to
I played 15. So
13 to that was my last
Got
one.
it.
yeah.
Okay, I won't even answer
Uh,
that question because it's I couldn't do
all
10.
right.
No, I don't even think I played 10 when it was new.
I played 7 also.
7
7 remake.
probably is
Yeah.
my last one.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think we're
Um,
that audience anymore.
yeah.
Nah.
Let's see. And yeah, do you guys have any comments you guys want to pull before we wrap up?
Well, I guess we can shout out Matthew Bliss here. Edith Finch is tip top, and Ben Esposito made that. Had no idea, so that's
I
a
don't know who
comment for
Ben
them.
Esposito is, but okay. Oh,
and
he
then,
made Donut County and Neon White too. Okay.
and
I played
then
Donut County.
shout out to
Fun.
Emmanuel Reyes. He's a member of the Doing It Live crew, the DILC. GTA will always be bought. Of course it will. So regardless of if they make a 6, 7, if it takes 20 more years for it to come out, people are gonna buy it, so
Yep, so true. Yeah, it's gonna sell like crazy. It may not be the phenomenon that this 5 was, but it's gonna sell. But
no.
anyway, let's see. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up episode 112 of the Game Watch podcast. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for chatting in, and thank you for listening to another week. Please come back next week. And if you have not yet, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and share this episode with your friends. Other than that, from Finest Dabs, aka Our View Gaming, and my partners here, check you later.
Late.